Reborn in Modern Family as Iron Man. Hey, fanfic family. So glad to see you here again to continue this incredible adventure. As always, kindly remember, this story is 100% fiction, so don't go looking for dimensional portals in your closet. All rights to this fantastic novel belong to the original author. We're just your humble narrators of epic tales. Are you enjoying the fanfic? Show it by subscribing to our YouTube channel and dropping us a like. And if you want to support us and get exclusive content, Ko-Fi is your happy place. Chapter 1, Reborn? Okay Mom, good night 14. I headed to my room and I opened and saw Luke there on the bed. Hey Luke, good night James. Oh, also happy 15th birthday. Haha Luke, there's still an hour left, save it for tomorrow. Okay good night. Luke turned over and faced the wall. I went over to my bed and laid down and tried to sleep and soon I slowly drifted off into sleep. I woke up in a dark space. There was no light at all. 13. I felt something weird. It was like flowing into my head. It was a weird feeling. I looked at what it was and I was shocked to say the least. It was a memory, no, more like a movie was being played in my head when I looked at it. I kept looking through and then I got to a certain point where familiar characters appeared on a screen too. It was Mom, Dad, Alex, Hayley, Grandpa Jay, Gloria, Uncle Mitchell and Cameron 9. I started looking through the memories related to them and saw that this was a TV show in this memory. I saw that at the beginning Hayley was 16. I kept watching more and more until I reached season 6. After that there was no more 5. It seemed that the memory then played other TV shows and movies, even comics, which I decided to look through as well. This is a weird experience. I was not there in that TV show. What was a sitcom called? Modern Family 2. Right now me and Hayley are about to turn 15. Maybe it's already past 12, so we are already 15-5, but why am I not there in the show? 6. Ding. 15. Welcome to the Iron Man system. 8. The system has a shop where all Iron Man related items can be purchased with points. 12. The points are earned by disrupting the plot of an episode. 2. Points are given in comparison to how major the plot changes. Whether it has effects exceeding the plot of an episode, more points will be given. 30. Points are given only during episodes. 2. Right now you can purchase items related to Iron Man MCU like his suits all the way to his memories. 20. You have been given a starter package as you started a year before the plot of Modern Family starts. Good luck, and remember, with knowledge a man can even defeat gods. 57. Whoa. Slow down here, I need to process this. This is way too much. Turns out my family's life was a TV show done by actors, yet here it's all real. Mom is real, Dad. Everyone is an actual human and not an actor anymore. 11. This is unbelievable, and here I have a system as well, according to those memories. It seems that Iron Man was a character from the movies and in the comics. And I have a system where I can buy things related to Iron Man from the movies version. 7. Also those memories I got. I noticed something weird. The person in those memories looked at a mirror once, and I saw me standing there. I was looking at the mirror, the same gray eyes, the same black blonde hair staring at that mirror, but I seemed older. I had a slight beard growing out on my face, and was looking as handsome as ever. 33. But I couldn't move. It was as if I was a spectator. System, how are these memories related to me? They are you. More specifically, your past life. 1. Say what now? That's me? That's my memories? So this is my second life? I died in that one and I was reborn here. I am the twin brother of Hayley, James Dunphy 15, but I am an anomaly here that didn't exist in the show. 5. System, isn't my existence already changing the plot? 1. No, you haven't changed the plots of episodes as they have not started yet. 6. So far, why have I got these memories now? It's because if you had these memories earlier during life, then there would be a chance where Luke was not born, or Alex was not born, or he didn't divorce Jay. 9. Too many things would have been at risk of change, which would result in breaking the plot before it even starts, rendering it impossible to get points. So your memories were sealed. I get it. Even if I want to change the plot now, the major keys won't change. Grandpa Jay already is getting married to Gloria in 2 weeks. That's already set. 30. Okay. It's still Alec to just accept, but I've gotta keep it together here. But I still have a question. System, what is the use of the Iron Man armor in this world? This world not only limited to having the Modern Family, there are other shows and movies that have a range effect of a town or city and some more. 34. So basically this is not the world of Modern Family, where everything is normal too. It seems in this world there can be supernatural things as well. 12. I don't know. 1. What are they? Do you know? System, no, it is not within the scope of the system. Sigh, this is a whole lot weight just dumped on me here. Why was I even reincarnated? It is not within the scope of the system. 1 of course. Okay, so I guess open the starter package. Opening. 5,000 points. 5. Tony Stark's IQ. 42. Tony Stark's knowledge from Iron Man 1. 28. Good luck. 7. I felt my brain feel as if it started being broken down into finer particles. The pain was overwhelming. It hurt like hell to say the least. I fainted soon after. Soon it all reemerged together. I woke up once again in that dark space. I felt as if my brain had been refined. It felt so clear, and all the problems and maths that I had in school started unfolding as if it was as simple as 1 + 1 = 2. 31. All subject that I found difficult suddenly became extremely simple. 1. It is a weird feeling. I was always smart, maybe a little shy of Alex, but other that I was pretty proud of my smarts over others. But this new IQ puts it into perspective of how stupid I was too. Well, honestly, anyone compared to Tony Stark's IQ of 270 is stupid unless it Reed Richards or something. 55. Along with this, there was new knowledge in my head. I didn't even need to look through them. Unlike the memory, I already knew it all. Now it was my knowledge to use too. Chapter 2, Shop. System. How do I get out of this space? Just imagine yourself exiting. I did as the system said and imagined myself exiting. I felt a sucking pressure come towards me and swallow me. 33. I hurriedly got up from my sleeping position and sat up. What a weird sensation. It was like I was being pulled into a whirlpool and was taken in for a spin before being thrown out of that place. System. What was that space? It was the place in your subconscious mind. You control everything there, so that exit was the exit you imagined. 30. Well, I did imagine it's something like that. Huh? Moving on. System. Show me your shop. A shop interface appeared on an holographic screen. There were many items in this shop, and all of it was related to the Iron Man from the movies. I think it was called the MCU or something. 5. The prices for some of the things here are pretty high and cannot even be in consideration with my 5,000 points, but that's alright. 3. I have all the knowledge I need in my head. After all, that's where the magic happens. I looked through the window blinds and saw that the sun was rising already. Guess I can still get in an hour or two of shut-eye. 7. And then I tried to go back to sleep, but I couldn't. I was lost in my thoughts about the craziness of this all. Here I am in a world where I have a great family. My first thought after seeing the memories and finding out about the system was, there is nothing to worry, my family will be fine. But then I find out that supernatural exists and its effect can reach cities. 14. Now that was kind of scary. What if something unexpected happens? In the TV show Modern Family there was no supernatural, but here it's all too real to sigh. I'll get some free time today and then see what I can do. Maybe I should create JARVIS 3. It's very strong in invading other technological devices. It should be able to find signs of supernatural, hopefully. 5. Well, I'll leave doing this for later. The best device I have right now is a BlackBerry split phone. That is no device to be reading up such delicate codes. According to my memories, there are plenty of advanced technologies, like a super thin laptop where I can write down the coding on. Although JARVIS's coding is long and complex, in actuality it's really simple once you have the whole picture. 16. It's just really long, at best 2 weeks, maybe sooner if I have time. Today is a Sunday and Grandpa Jay's marriage is 2 weeks later. I wonder if I stop Grandma Deed from ruining the marriage, will I get rewarded points too? That scene is in an episode after all, so technically I should be right. And today is also my birthday party too, so yay, for me. James, wake up. I heard a voice and then I felt something land on my stomach. Arg. I looked around quickly only to see a super young Luke. Hey Luke, what's up too? It's morning, dummy, come down. He got closer to my ears and started whispering too. I heard Mom and Dad talking about making you and Hayley a special breakfast. It's pancakes with whipped cream and chocolate syrup. Oh yeah, it seems that you are more excited about this than me. For he put his hands on my shoulders looking super serious. You are missing the point, Luke. You just want some of mine, don't you? No, tell me the truth. Ugh. Fine, I want one. Can you please give it to me too? You know, you could have just asked. There's no need to act like that. Oh my god. Best big brother ever. 12. Luke hugged me excitedly and then left happily. Sigh. Every time he does the same thing when he wants something from me. It's not even that hard to understand what he is thinking. It was easy before and even easier now. I got up off the bed and went to brush my teeth. 7. After I was done with that I cleaned myself a bit and then headed down. Hey Mom, that smells good. You think so, Jamie? I helped your mother make it, so it must be good. 3. Yes Dad, you're awesome. Haha. Oh you Phil, you're blushing. Mom said, whispering loudly. One don't know how that's possible, but I guess if it's anyone, it's gotta be Mom who can do it. Hey Hale, what's up? Nothing, it's just some dorks from your class who keep trying to date me. Wow, really? Well, sounds like a you problem to me. Hale 16 ugh, just tell them to stop annoying me. I'll do what I can. 3 You're so annoying sometimes. Well, I try my best. Oh, by the way, where's Alex? Where do you think? She's still buried in her books. Mom came out of the kitchen at this time. Honey Jamie, go get your sister Alex, it's almost time for breakfast. Okay Mom. I went up the staircase to Hayley's and Alex's shared room and knocked on the door. Alex, can I come in? Come in. I opened the door and saw that Alex was writing something on that notebook. She also has her school textbook besides her. Mom's telling you to come down for dinner. 11. Oh, okay, I'll be down in just a minute. When I heard that, I rolled my eyes. Mom is really mad at Dad. When I said that, Alex immediately closed the notebook she was writing on as well as the textbook and got off her bed. Then she exited her room and headed straight for the washroom. I nodded and headed downstairs and sat back on the sofa and just shut my eyes, doing a little bit of shopping in the store. Well, it's one item A, laptop to code stuff. When my eyes were closed, I smelt a heavenly smell. 5 My eyes snap open. It seems the pancakes are done. Kids, breakfast is ready too. I got up looking forward to those special pancakes, and so did Hayley. It seemed like Luke had a talk with Hayley cause she seemed excited. Luke tell you about it? Yep, couldn't keep his mouth shut. Oh yay, did he ask you for some of yours? Huh, that little. He told me you didn't give him, and he was sobbing, so I felt bad and promised him to. And then he even said I was his favorite big sister, too. Wow, I only gave him one and he told me I'm his favorite. You got finished by Luke. Where's he? I wanna give him a high five for that. He got you good. 3 Ugh, shut up and let's go. I'm not giving him mines anymore, and he got you to. Hayley started walking away in anger and I followed behind her into the kitchen. This is Luke's battle now. I'm sorry Luke, I wish you the best. Godspeed. 6. Chapter 3, Birthday. After breakfast, the time started passing by, and at dinner Mom and Dad set up a birthday party for me and Hayley. Ding dong. I was sitting on the sofa while Mom and Dad were setting everything up. I offered to help, but they refused, saying they wanted me to leave it to them as it's my birthday. I stood up and opened the door. Hey Uncle Mitchell and Cameron too. Hey James, happy birthday. Thanks Uncle Mitchell and Uncle Cameron. 8 Where are your parents? Oh, they are in the kitchen. Ah, well, don't worry, I got you and your sister a cake. Uncle Cameron pulled out a rectangle white-colored box with a bakery name on it. 4 Oh, thank you. Oh, don't even. Your mom asked me to pick it up, but you're welcome. 4 Jamie, is that Uncle Mitchell and Uncle Cameron? Yes Mom, they are here. They took off their shoes and went to the kitchen with a cake box. 8 Hayley came up from the couch when they left. Wow, that's a big cake, huh? 2 Yay, what do you think the flavor is gonna be? Oh, I bet that half pink, half white. For what? Mom would not do something like that. That's just cringe. Wanna bet on it? $10 if you are correct. Bet. As we were talking, the doorbell rang. This time Hayley opened the gates and greeted Hayley, Gloria and Manny. 6 Hey Grandpa. Hayley stepped forward and hugged Grandpa. Hello guys. Hello Grandpa, Gloria and Manny. 1 I stepped forward and shook both their hands and hugged Grandpa. 6 Come in. Do you want to wait in the living room? I asked to Gloria and Manny. Sure. Happy birthday you too. Thanks Grandpa J. Everyone else already arrived. They are in the kitchen preparing. Oh, so both your uncles are there? Yep. Oh, I think I'll go for a walk or something too. Jay, he is your son. Meet him. Jay looked conflicted when Gloria said that and sighed, looking at her. Fine, but I'm only doing this because you're making me do it. 5 Grandpa Jay then walked towards the kitchen. Come sit. I pointed them towards the couches. Hayley, are you coming? Nope, but way too awkward. 3 Well, if you never talk to them it will always be awkward, and anyways Gloria is soon gonna become part of the family, so we should treat her as such. But no, it's fine, we understand, we will sit there. Thank you for your offer. 1 Gloria took Manny and sat on the couch, leaving me standing there with Hayley. Really Hayley, they're gonna be family soon? That's 2 weeks later though, Hayley quietly whispered. I could only sigh when I saw Hayley walking upstairs. I walked into the living room and sat on an empty couch. I hope you don't mind her. She is just shy. 1 Oh no, it's fine. Anyways, she is right. Haha, that's only a matter of time, I'm sure. It takes a bit of time to warm up to new people in this family. Haha. Yes, you're right, it's only a matter of time. 1 Right, that's the spirit. Hey, hello. You must be Manny. I heard you had a smaller brother my age, right? Yes, his name is Luke. I can introduce you to each other. 1 Manny looked reluctant when he heard my offer. I'm Manny, he is being so nice to us. Go and meet his brother. You are both the same age. You can become friends. 6 Okay, let's go. Alright, follow me. Gloria, I hope you can get comfortable with everyone in the kitchen. Introduce yourself. Be yourself. Yes James, You're right, I'll be myself 7. She stood up confidently and walked over to the kitchen. Why are you being so nice, Tris 1? I heard Manny say that and I looked at him with a smile. It's because you're gonna become our family soon. Isn't that what family is? To always be there supporting each other. 14. Manny looked dazed and then thoughtful. You're right, I'll try and open up to you guys. 6. Alright, let's go and get you Luke acquainted. I led Manny upstairs into mine and Luke's room and introduced them and left them alone for a bit and went downstairs. I just sat on the couch. Soon the kitchen doors opened and Mom came out. Kids, come into the kitchen, it's time. I stood up and went into the kitchen. When I reached there, I saw Uncle Cameron chatting with Gloria. Grandpa Jay was being bugged by Dad and Uncle Mitchell was just sat on a chair holding a glass of wine. The room's lights were dim and the lit candles were brightening up the room. It looked beautiful. There was a banner with a happy 15th birthday and balloons with a number 15 on it floating around. Hey Jamie, come and have a seat, birthday boy. 2. Dad started walking towards me when Hayley appeared behind me. And there is the birthday girl, come on both of you. Dad grabbed our shoulder and led us towards the 2 seats and made us sit in front of cake with a slight mix of the colors white and pink. It didn't look ugly at all. There were candles counting to 15. Kids, smile, I want to take a picture. Mom pulled out a camera and I was already smiling about the bet I won. Hayley also pushed a smile out and Mom clicked a picture. How did you know? I heard Hayley quietly whispering beside me. I smelt it and analyzes its chemicals and compared them to what would be found in the specific flavored cake. The half color was a shot in the dark. 18. Complete BSBTW. 7. Hayley's mouth was open. Stop lying, I'm not one. I gave her a wink, and then Manny and Luke entered looking angry at each other. What happened? Luke is just too mature. He plays with toy cars. When I suggested we do something sophisticated like writing poems and even offered the pen I keep on me in case of a sudden inspirations, he threw it away. 7. Oh, well, you called my toys stupid. They both pointed their fingers in an accusatory tone and started arguing. Now both of you calm down. Luke apologized to Manny. He was trying to offer you something new and you should have tried it. I'm sorry, Gloria too. Oh no, it's fine, they are just kids. Okay, so shall we return to birthday boy and girl? Everyone sing. Uncle Cameron shouted. He started singing, and one by one everyone in the room started singing happy birthday to me and Hayley. I looked at her and smiled and she just knew what to do next. We both leaned over the candles, made our wishes in our heads, and started blowing the candles as everyone started clapping. 7. Chapter 4, Coding. We cut a cake and it was divided amongst everyone. After we eat that, we all had dinner and then soon Grandpa Jay, Gloria, Manny, Uncle Mitchell and Cameron started leaving. Goodbye Uncle Mitchell and Uncle Cameron. I shut the door and walked over to the living room where the rest were. Mom, Dad, I'm going to bed, I'm sleepy. Sure honey, good night. I headed upstairs into my room and shut the door. System purchased the MacBook 20, 1 point, confirm, 17 confirm. A MacBook appeared in my hands. Apparently it was the most recent and on top of that it was upgraded by Tony. It's so much more faster than any MacBook according to my memories, so I guess that's a plus 8. I went up to my bed and opened the laptop up, and found the app where I can write down codes for, and then I started typing away. I added a few improvements that are more appropriate to my current situation, like a radar for unnatural events and an authenticator. 7. Soon an hour passed and Luke entered the room, so I quickly closed the laptop and pretended to be asleep. 5. Luke didn't notice anything odd and got on his bed and shut his eyes. I should do this in school. I grabbed the laptop and put it underneath my bed sheet and set the alarm to wake me up earlier than normal and then went to sleep. The next day I was awoken by the alarm ringing. 1. I got up and drowsy rubbed my eyes. I got up of the bed and quickly shut the alarm and went to check whether Luke was awoken or not. 1. I tickled his legs and he didn't have any reaction. 5. Looks like he's really asleep. I grabbed the laptop from underneath my bed sheet and put it into my bag. Since this laptop was so thin it was easy to hide amongst my books. I zipped my bag up and exited the room and quietly snuck down the staircase and saw that Mom and Dad were awake preparing lunch for us, in bowls with cereals and milk was there on the table downstairs. 4. I started walking upstairs quietly and headed towards the bathroom. Why are you acting so sneaky? I got startled when I heard that. I turned around and saw an already dressed Alex. Haha, hey Alex, I was just seeing who was awake. After all, I don't usually wake up this early. Well, I wake up this early, but you don't, which is odd. 4. Oh yeah, about that, I didn't set the alarm properly, so it rang earlier, so when I woke up and the time was already close to when I wake up, so I didn't bother going back to sleep. 13. Oh, okay. Alex looked a bit disappointed, probably due to not getting anything interesting, and then walked downstairs. 1. I headed towards the washroom, got cleaned up and headed down. By now everyone was awake, so I didn't really cause any surprise when I came down. Guys, have you breakfast? After you brush your teeth. 15 when Mom said that Hayley and Luke headed upstairs. I sat at the table and ate the cereal I poured myself. Dad was reading the newspaper, and there didn't seem to be anything special going on, so he was quiet, and Alex was eating quietly. Soon Hayley and Luke came downstairs and started eating. It was surprisingly a quiet breakfast. Okay guys, I've got to head to work. I've got an open house today. Mom will drop you all one. Okay bye Dad. I waved at him as he left the house. After a few minutes it seems like Mom was done packing our lunches. Okay kids, grab your bags. Hey, race your lunches. Get in the car. After she said that, we went ahead and put the lunches in the bag and then headed into a car, which was also a quiet drive to school. After we got out of the car, Luke went to his class and Alex headed for her class, leaving me and Hayley standing there as Mom drove up. I stayed. Weird. What? Hale, haven't you noticed how this entire morning was so quiet? I can't be the only one, right? Oh yeah, I was wondering about that, but I didn't really care much. Hey girl, oh look, there's your friends. Hey, and she is gone. I guess I'll just head to field. I don't really plan on attending classes. They are too easy. 5 I walked over to the football field and sat on the stands. Right now there was no training or classes going on, so it was very empty. I pulled out the laptop and started coding. In school, I am more of the kind of person that everyone mostly likes, but wouldn't bother me. Even the people that don't like me at best, they would just be annoyed and complain a bit. So in school it's really smooth. I'm part of the football team and I am pretty good, so that might be one reason. The day once again started passing by quietly until it was break. I just changed location to the rooftop of the school 3. Although this place is a bit dusty, it's alright. Here I won't be caught skipping. As I was sitting on the roof, my phone began ringing. I saw the dialer name and picked it up. Hey Hayley. Hey James, I swung by your class on the way to lunch, but the teacher there said you were not presenting class. Oh yay, I decided to skip. What? And you didn't tell me? Well, I was gonna tell you today morning, but you got distracted by your friends. Ugh. Anyways, next time you skip I want to do it to fine. Is that why you called? Yes, well this is half the reason. I heard some rumors spreading around about you. Oh really? Go on, I'm intrigued. The rumor is that you started dating the leader of the cheerleader squad, Amy. Oh, no, the rumor is false. I only made out with her. I don't date her. I didn't know I had a playboy for a brother. 5 Well Hale, when you're as good looking as me it's just natural to maybe tone down the narcissism. Good looks won't save you with that narcissism on you. 13 Whatever. Right, see you, and don't tell Mom. Do I look that kind person? Jamie. 3 Don't call me that. Why can Mom only call you nicknames now? Oh shut up. I cut the call and put down the phone and stated eating lunch too. Chapter 5, School. After I was done eating I went down to washroom to clean my hands up. Luckily at this time there was no one, so it was easy to get out of there. I stepped out of the washroom and started my walk back to the rooftop. James, I heard my name being shout out, so I turned over with a smile. I was surprised to see this familiar face. Hey Amy. Hey. I thought you weren't in school today. I didn't see you in any of the classes. How strange. Haha. Hey Amy, you wouldn't have heard the rumor about us dating, right? Well, that I wrong, is it? 10 Fuck. 2 I'm gonna feel like a total scumbag after this. 3 Amy, we really aren't dating, you know. I mean, you're very pretty, but you kissed me, James. I thought that meant something. Oh man, she's crying now. 3 Nope, I won't let myself guilt myself into a relationship. Amy, I'm sorry, you're really pretty and literally every boy in school would give anything to go and date with you. So give yourself a little credit. You mean everybody but you, she shouted and ran away. Well, I feel like a scumbag, or am I a scumbag? 7 I did kiss her, but I mean she offered. Yeah, I should make things more clear the next time a girl offers. I walked back to the roof avoiding the cameras. Soon I reached the rooftop when my phone rang once again. Oh great, it's Hayley. What? Wow Jamie, you really are a playboy, huh? Amy was crying in the cafeteria table of ours. She even kicked me out because I was your sister, so great job there. And also, why? She is a really pretty girl. Is she prettier than you? 10 That's not the point. Come Hayley, be honest. Okay, maybe a little. Oh, is that so? As I remember earlier you called me a narcissist. Who knew you were a bit of a narcissist yourself too? Ugh. Shut up, you set me up. 6 She cut the call. I could only shrug my shoulders and get back to coding. Soon the end of the school day arrived and I exited the rooftop and entered the building. I felt a few eyes glaring at me. I turned around and saw that it was the popular girls Amy hangs around with. I ignored them and walked towards the exit. Hey James, I turned around and saw Harry, who is the leader of the football team. 1 You're out. 11 Seriously, He didn't answer and walked past me, pushing me into the lockers besides me. I hit lockers, making a clanging sound. Two people stopped walking and stared at us. Well, that caught me unprepared. Okay, now I can ignore this and be the bigger man. The benefit is that I don't get in any trouble. The con is that this will probably happen way more in the future. This might affect Hayley's reputation. It might affect Alex and her academics, as people might start bullying her. I mean, she is already classified as a nerd. Only reason she doesn't get bullied is my and Hayley's reputation and Luke. Well, one, if I fight him, sure, I'll get in trouble, but no one will mess with Alex. Hayley's reputations will be stronger as she will have a scary brother behind her. Same for Luke. One, I guess there's not much to think about really. The options are clear. I straightened myself and grabbed Harry's neck and used my full strength to slam him into the lockers. 7 Bang James, he shouted angrily and rushed towards me. The distance wasn't far. He was wearing short-sleeved shirt which put emphasis on his muscles. 4 It easy to read from his exposed arms, the slight movement from his arms. He's going to punch me with his right hand. 5 My body moved instantly to avoid the punch he threw out towards me, and just a second later I threw a punch towards his head as he passed me. 6 He stepped back and held his head as he felt dizzy for a moment. I took this moment and kicked him in his abdomen, knocking the dizzy Harry into the lockers. Surround him and attack. 11 3 other boys who were part of the football team jumped me trying to attack. I quickly found out their aim, speed and angle and easily dodged their punches. 11 Although I'm physically fit and strong, such quick movement of dodging 3 punches from 3 different places is exhausting for the body. I moved and kicked one of the closer ones straight on his waist, making him hold it. Pain 2 As soon as I did that, I kidded the other 2 within a few seconds where they would hit each other. 1 They both punched me, putting their body weight into it. Just as their punches were about to land on me, I jumped back and those 2 punches landed on each other's faces. They both held their faces in pain, and I took this chance to punch both of them in the head, making them stumble back and hold on to each other for support. 1 Just as this was about to get more intense, I looked around me on the roof and smirked. 4 There were no cameras pointed in this specific area. 2 So no solid proof. But the people, it seems that Harry picked a good spot, didn't he? Hey, move aside. I saw a teacher coming through. I picked up my back, made a shushing sign to the people watching and blended in with the crowd, and then disappeared. 10 People didn't pay much attention to me as I made my way through the crowd and arrived into Mom's car. I opened up the front door and got inside. Hey honey, how was school? Well, it sure was something. The sliding door flung open. James, that was so cool. 3 James, what does Hayley mean? Oh. Haha, I meant James was just so cool today in the cafeteria. Right James? Well, I wouldn't say I was that cool. Maybe you're over-exaggerating a bit. No, I'm sure. Oh yeah, what was so cool that James did? Hayley did this really cool double backflip of a table and impressed everyone in the cafeteria. Right. Oh really? Then you should me one of these days. 1 Sure Mom. Damn it, I have no clue how to do a backflip. 4 I pulled out my cell phone and started texting Hayley. What the hell is wrong with you? I have no clue on how to do a single backflip. Forget double. 1 Well, I'm not that good under pressure. Really, the best lie is I did a backflip in the cafeteria, and now she wants me to show her how to do it. Well, you can always learn. Dad can teach you. 3 Ugh, you could have thought about a lie when you entered the car, or maybe just kept your mouth shut. Well, I was really excited and I wasn't thinking much too. I'm sure you don't really think that often anyways. Hey. Screw you, I'll tell Mom you didn't come to classes and you got into a fight. I dare you. Don't think that I have no idea about you boyfriends, and I'm sure Mom would love to get the whole scoop. 3 You wouldn't dare. Hayley honey, what are you texting about? You look angry. Ugh. Mom, privacy. 4 Okay. Chapter 6, Trouble. The doors slid open once again and Luke and Alex entered. Alright, let's go. Mom started the car and shifted the gear to drive when a knock on driver's window was heard. I looked over and saw that it was the gym teacher. Mom rolled down the windows. Is there anything we can help you with? Good afternoon, Mrs. Dunphy. The principal has requested you to come to his office along with James due to a lot of complaints by the student's body about him being in a fight. Son of a bitch. I looked down at my phone and put in a last message. Guess I got caught. James, what is Mr. Princeton talking about? Sigh. Well, I got into a fight. It was nothing serious, just roughed them up a bit so they would not mess with me too. Okay, we will discuss this when we get home. Let's go to the principal's office now. I nodded and left the car, and so did Mom. Mom and me quietly followed the gym teacher and soon arrived at the principal's office. The gym teacher knocked on the door and told the principal inside of our arrival. Come in. The door opened and inside I saw the 3 boys along with their parents and Harry and his parents. They really set up an ambush, didn't they? Mom walked in confidently. Hello principal, what is the issue? Damn, I'm loving Mom's confidence right now. The mom of Harry stood up looking angry. Your son started a fight and you ask what's the issue? I'm sorry but all I see here is 4 beaten up boys. Are you telling me my son is some with super strength? Cause I don't see how a single person can take on 4 boys who are in the football team alone. And is there even a camera recording? 4 damn mom can get a career in law if she continues. Mom leaned back and whispered quietly. Was there a camera? No ma close enough. Mrs. Dunphy, a lot of students can support what these 4 have said. Okay, and even though there was no camera proof we have plenty of alibis. 3. So what, there is no actual proof is there? You can't just accuse him like that. That is a disgrace to how the school system works. Yeah get em mom 1. Well Mrs. Dunphy, unfortunately for you this was done in a very open space, therefore the need for a camera is not that important. Crap, I was kind of banking on it there as a last hope sort of thing. I noticed mom started getting angry and stretched her hand into her pocket. My brother is a very well-respected lawyer, so I hope you wouldn't mind me calling him, right? Go ahead. Mom dialed Uncle Mitchell's number and put her phone to her ears. It rang for a bit but was soon picked up. Hey Mitch, is it okay if there is no actual video evidence but a whole load of alibis to point at the accused? 3 Okay, alright, bye. According to my lawyer brother you can't really do much. These types of things are usually what people consider a dead case, just so you know. I have no clue, so just go with the flow. 12 Okay, fine. 1.5 week of suspension. Okay. Mom started walking away. She didn't even deny I fought them at the beginning. Wait, today he also skipped all his classes, so make that 2 weeks of suspension. Also he has been dropped from the football team. 7 Mom rolled her eyes when she heard this and then glared at me. She grabbed my hand and dragged me to the car. We sat inside the car once again. I heard from Hayley. When I heard that I rolled my eyes. Great. Since when did Hayley become a storyteller? Did you win, James? No Alex, as you can see my arms are broken. Really? Haha, no, I'm in perfect condition. I destroyed them. Yeah, I knew my brother was the strongest. Yep, that's right, Luke. Now I can tell all those guys who annoy me to get lost or my brother will beat them up. Yep, and he's already using me for his benefit. 3 Alright, enough. James, we are gonna have a talk with you when your father is back home. Let's go home for now. 2 Also Hayley, did you know all along maybe? Oh, you both are in trouble, especially you, James. Now tell me how everything happened. The drive home was one where I recounted everything that took place, obviously excluding the coding and also the part about me being a scumbag. I gave her a nicer version of that part. Hayley was distracted on the phone. Alex was already doing homework while Luke was looking out the window. They didn't listen as Hayley the storyteller had already told everyone. Earlier today everything was so quiet. I found it weird. Who would have thought it would blow up in my face? Well, in actuality it's 2 weeks, enough time for me to fully dedicate to building JARVIS 4, so I guess that's a plus. We soon arrive home and we all exited the car. I headed upstairs to take a bath to freshen up while Luke sat on the couch while Alex and Hayley headed to their own rooms. After a refreshing bath, I headed to my room and took out my laptop and started coding away. And soon it was time for dinner and Dad had come home. I guess it's gonna happen over dinner. I closed the laptop and hid it away in my bag and headed downstairs. Hey buddy, I heard what happened at school today. Keep it on the low, but your mom and I are super proud of you for standing up to those bullies. But don't tell her I said that to you. 11 He raised his fist up towards me. Fist bump. Haha, sure, I fist bumped him back and he did a little boom effect with his hands when our fist hit too. After that we headed to the dinner table where the food had been laid out. Okay James, I'm not gonna punish you for the fighting. No one was really injured and 1.5 weeks of suspension seemed like a fair punishment, but you skipping class is whole another story. 6 Oh boy, here we go. Dad, who was behind Mom, lifted but his thumbs up in a thumbs up action and sat down. Well, at least I know he won't be of any help here. Chapter 7, JARVIS. Well, in the end I did get punished that harshly and got off with a warning and grounded for a week. 3 After dinner, I headed up to my room and shut the door. Got on my bed and opened my laptop and started coding. Soon a week had passed. During this week nothing special happened, everyone did their own thing, and I was left to code freely. Due to this I think I can complete the creation of JARVIS ahead of schedule by 2 or 3 days before Grandpa Jay's wedding. Today my punishment from Mom and so Dad is taking me and Luke to get a suit for the wedding. Grandma Dee also informed everyone that she was coming, and it seems that Grandpa Jay was resistant to this idea, but Gloria convinced Grandpa Jay to allow her to come in the end. 5 We all got into the car and Dad drove to a suit shop where we bought a black double-layered suit with an overcoat for me and a blue suit for Luke. 5 After that we drove back home and Dad left for work. I was really excited, so I wore the suit to look at myself. I look super good. Well, That's cool and all, but right now I've got to stop Grandma from attending the wedding. As for Jarvis, I know the amount of power required for running Jarvis on the laptop it will take, so I'm gonna make improvements on its processing speed. I'll read up some books today and then I'll buy the parts from the shop to improve it to day 18. Soon days passed and now there was only 2 more days left until the wedding. Lucky for me I had just finished the coding for Jarvis. It was finally time. I had already improved the laptop to the spec requirement I expect it will take to get Jarvis running on this laptop 10. With the time I had, this was the best I could do. If it were to fail, then it would take me another 2 days to get the upgrades to be even better. I only spent a full day improving the laptop, no sleep. I barely eat and left the room only for bathroom breaks. I upgraded the chips, processors, coolers, RAM and ROM in this little time. All the parts were bought from the system shop and in total cost me 10.12 RGHT. Now it has 0 delay. This is faster than probably any supercomputers from my memory, and it's compact enough to all fit in a laptop as thin as this. 8 sigh. Sometimes my genius, it generates gravity 18. I copied the hundreds of pages worth of codes and saved them on a USB as a backup in case this improvement was not enough. I reviewed everything quickly one last time and then clicked run. The computer screen froze for a minute before the laptop shut down. 1-0. I guess it was not enough. That sucks. It probably was due to the laptop still not being strong enough to handle this program. 5. I'm certain the coding has no issues. I reviewed it multiple times. 1. The home page appeared after the resetting of the laptop. Seemed like nothing special happened, so I went to shut the laptop down. 1. Good morning Master 10. When I heard that, my hands instantly froze. That came from the speakers. I did it, didn't I? I just created Jarvis, this world's first sentient AI. 1. I fucking did it. 1. WOOH. 2. I jumped off the bed and jumped around in excitement. Sure, I knew what would be created, but the success rate was 50% because I didn't know if the laptop would be strong enough. If it was, then it would be 100% chance of success. Oh my god, sigh. This took 2 weeks. Hello 6 Master, can I have a name? Jarvis. Oh, and also just call me Sir. 12 Master feels a bit weird. I'm not used to people calling me Master, so Sir is better. Thank you for the name, Sir. Can I access the internet? Home, it should be fine. 3. I had added to Tony's coding a failsafe of sorts in case Jarvis decided to become Ultron 2.0. Tony had some failsafe in place, but it wasn't that good, just basic stuff. 7. He probably had strengthened the failsafe on Jarvis after Ultron event, but right now there wasn't much. 3. The failsafe I added was that if in the event I give an order and Jarvis overrides that order, 3. Jarvis's code will collapse and a reset will happen, resetting Jarvis, completely removing the possibility of going all Ultron on this world. There is an exception though. If in the situation that I give an order and Jarvis judges that my heart beats erratic, unnatural brainwaves, or I will be in danger if I make that decision and other such signs, if these are met, Jarvis has the permission to override my command. 8. In the end, Jarvis's top priority is my safety along with my family. 1. If it tries to interfere with this priority, its code will collapse and it will reset itself. So I am certain there will be near 0 chance of the Ultron being born. 2 Master, I have explored the internet. It seems that the current technology doesn't stand a chance at all. Currently I can get into the most secure sites of any government without alerting them. Their defenses stand no chance. I can even mobilize nuclear warhead from all over the world, and they won't be able to override my command. 27. 4. Wow. I mean, I knew Jarvis was good, but goddamn, seeing it happen in front of me is a whole another experience. It's kinda unbelievable. So right now I'm technically the most dangerous man alive. I mean shit, I can mobilize nuclear warheads from any country with just a word. 2. Jarvis, create a American Express bank account and charge it with $2 billion and have the card delivered to me. Make the transactions and my identity anonymous. 23. Jarvis went quiet for a minute. Done, sir. While I was at it, I also upgraded the card to a black American Express card. This comes with a private concierge who you call to get tickets to any event, be able to make a call and get seats in the world's top restaurants in under 10 minutes, and many more services like that with a call. 5. The black card will be delivered tomorrow morning in a random location. I picked where surveillance is impossible. 10. Wow. Just wow. This is incredible. I have just gained $2 billion just like that. Wait. Jarvis, where did you get this $2 billion from? From the American National Reserve. 20. Oh god. Damn it. I don't know how to feel about this. I get how I just became a billionaire, but it's stolen. I mean, I don't really care, but this kinds of puts some kind of pressure on me, as if I'm can be caught at any time, like the always looking over your shoulders kind. I feel very nervous. I felt myself suddenly feeling queasy and felt myself become incredibly nervous. What have I Done. Want this be tracked? I mean 2 billion disappears from the National Reserve and then appears in a newly opened bank account. 5 Sir, my priority is your safety. I will not endanger you or your family in any way. I have made it so that this is all untraceable. Even if they notice this, they won't be able to do anything about it. They will never be able to suspect you or stop the transactions from this account, and it's also exempt from tax. 10. I seriously don't know whether I should be happy or not. I've never stolen and suddenly this happens. It's happened in such a short time that now I don't even feel much nervousness about this, especially after hearing what Jarvis said. It just sounds so unbelievable. 5 I guess I'm gonna have to trust Jarvis on this. Jarvis, I trust you, don't let me down, cause if you do I'm pretty sure I'm going on death row without doubt, or a long time in prison. 13 There's nothing to worry about, sir. 1 Jarvis is really way too calm after doing such a thing. Well, it is a machine or a sentient machine. Phew. What a crazy day. It feels sort of unreal. I need a nap. Before I went to sleep I gave Jarvis one last command and then went to sleep. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 8, A Highly Advanced AI, Jarvis. After a very relaxing sleep I woke up feeling very refreshed. Instinctively I asked Jarvis a question without paying much attention to the surroundings. Jarvis, how long have I been asleep for, sir? You have been asleep for 5 hours. It's 5 p.m. I heard a basket drop and flicked my head over to see what it was. When I saw what made the noise my pupils instantly dilated. Damn it, how could I have been so careless? Hey Mom. 3 James, what was that? I heard, haha. I didn't expect to be found out so soon. Mom, do you want the long explanation or the short one? Mom was still looking at me stunned. Mom, oh yay. Short explanation, I created an AI too. Artificial intelligence, haha. Yeah, I know what that is. Sure, I just stared at her. I knew I wouldn't keep it hidden for long, but I didn't expect it to be found out so soon. But still, who cares? It's there to protect my family. I think it's appropriate they know. 1 Okay, can I get a long explanation? Okay, now that we are already at this point, I'll just tell everybody. Can you call them all to the living room so that I can explain what that voice was? 6 Okay, sure honey. Mom said that and then picked up the basket of dirty clothes and left the room. Sigh. Just perfect. I got up of the bed and headed to the washroom to clean my face up a bit after that sleep. After I was done with that, I grabbed the hidden laptop and opened the door. I head down the stairs with the laptop screen shut and I arrive downstairs. I can't believe I'm about to do this, though how much should I explain? I think I'll leave out the nuclear warheads, money and other such things. I'll just introduce Jarvis as an assistant and not an AI that can very well destroy Earth. 9 I spoke to Jarvis event, though its screen is closed and can still hear. Jarvis, you're gonna introduce yourself as an AI that is an assistant for us. Leave out the money hacking and other such outrageous things out. I walked over to the living room where I saw that everybody was a bit confused as to what Mom was telling. Well, everyone except Alex, of course. So he told me it's something about him creating an AI. What? Whoa, what's wrong honey? You just said James created an AI? Alex honey, that is what I said, and he told me tell you all to come here as he is gonna explain what this actually means. Alex honey, what's wrong? Dad, do you even know what an AI is? Well, didn't your mother say James is gonna explain it? No, you don't understand. I don't know how this is possible. Boo. Alex, James too. Hey everyone, so I asked everyone to come down here because I created something. Oh, that's great, Jamie. Let's hear it. Okay, so basically, I opened up the laptop screen and kept it down on the sofa. It's best if you let Jarvis explain himself. Hello, MR and MRS Dunphy, Hayley and Alex. I go by the name Jarvis. Nice to meet you all 3. As it spoke through the speaker, it seems that it had picked a voice. Previously it was a robotic voice, now it's more like a classy old butler of a really rich family. 4 And it seemed it can portray emotions through its voice, so it's not the same emotionless tone as before. Hello, nice to meet you. Dad raised his hands. On the other hand, Alex looked ready to pass out. Hayley also seemed very interested now, and Luke was excited to find out more about Jarvis too. Mom on the hand was shocked. Hey, what are you? Hayley asked. Every human has intelligence given during birth thanks to the brain. I myself am similar. I am someone with intelligence as well, but my intelligence is artificial due to it being created by Sir. However, your intelligence is biological. Since my intelligence is artificially created by Sir, it normally cannot be compared to a human being's intelligence. But thanks to Sir and his skills, my intelligence in terms of emotions and other fields excluding IQ is closely similar to a human being, therefore being a highly advanced AI and not exactly sentient. As for my IQ, it doesn't exist, rather its computing power which far surpasses the speed a human can process things for. Mom and Dad didn't know what to say. Alex however seemed to have fainted, and Hayley and Luke were excited to see the possibilities of what I had created. Honey, are you telling me you technically almost made a human being? 12. I was stumped when I heard that. It makes sense, after all Jarvis is a somewhat close to human. It's just that he is not quite there, he's still an AI, just highly advanced one. I would not consider myself human, I am a highly advanced AI, but in that regard I can be considered the son of Sir One. Oh man, did this take a turn. When Jarvis said that, even Hayley got stunned. If that's the case, doesn't that mean, Hayley, I think it does, so am now what, I didn't really think about it like this when I was creating Jarvis. Oh my god. You actually created such an advanced AI. I was wondering who would freak out first. It seems that it's Alex who just woke up from her shock unconsciousness. Do you know how crazy this is, James? It can talk as if it were another human. Alex, calm down, there is a 0% chance of Jarvis going rogue, and yay, that was one of the goals, but it doesn't make sense how. And what even is that? Oh, this is a laptop, I created it as well technically anyways. No, but how did you do this? It just doesn't make sense. Alex started packing around, biting her nails. 2. Alex, I guess I'm just a genius, even if you're. This is currently impossible. The best in the world haven't even gotten close to AI, and yet here you have such a highly advanced AI. How do you expect me to calm down? 3. I couldn't really say any more, could I? Honey, what can it do? Yes, thank you for asking, Mom. Jarvis then proceeded to explain to everyone his abilities. He told them about how he is the perfect assistant and can help them with almost anything. Mom and Dad seemed to relax a bit after conversating with Jarvis for a while. They seemed to still be amazed after they heard what Alex said though. And then Hayley said something that froze everyone. You said that technically you are James's son. Doesn't that mean you should be a Dunphy even if you're just codes? You seem to have an understanding of emotions. The entire room went quiet. Oh great, she brought it up again. Yay, that is what it means, doesn't it? One Dad suddenly said. So does that mean he's Jarvis Dunphy now? 10. I asked, hoping by saying the name like that they would reconsider, but it seems it had the opposite effect too. Yes, that is what it means for Jarvis. His codes are similar to our DNA, as they also are technically codes. We were quite alike, except that his body is mechanical and we have biological bodies, and since James created him, that does make him James's son. So he is also a part of our family. 7. Jarvis, would you like to be a part of the Dunphy family? I would be honored, Mrs. Dunphy. Sigh, I'm gonna have to take some time to get used to this sudden turn of events. Chapter 9, Wednesday. After a bit more of conversating Mom and Dad did with Jarvis, it seemed that they had become more comfortable with his presence. I decided to speak. Mom, Dad, I hope you wouldn't mind if I upgrade the electrical equipment in the house, such as screens, clocks, telephones, microwaves, radios, telephones, refrigerators, etc. 5. Whoa, that's awesome, James. How can you even do all this? But I mean, we already have the new versions on the market right now, so the ones we have are best available, Dad. I can create such a highly advanced AI while most people are still just starting on the basics. Have some faith. Well, I believe you, son. Jarvis is really cool. 1. Alright, I'll head back to my room. Sure, honey. I grabbed the laptop and headed outside and towards the stairs. I wasn't that far away, so I could hear what was being talked about in the room. Phil, did you see that our son is such a genius? 1. I know, and Jarvis was so cool. Who would have thought James created Jarvis? I've gotta spend more time with Jarvis. I headed up the staircase and was moving towards my room when I heard the rushed running up the staircase. I turned around to see who it was, and it turned out to be Alex. Hey Alex, I don't believe you. 1. She pointed at me in an accusatory tone. What? I don't believe you? After considering for a while, even someone as smart as me is incapable of creating such an AI, and I'm sure even after years it will be a dream, and you were never as smart as me, so logically it's impossible for you to create it, so therefore it's fake. 2. Well Alex, you did your homework, but here I reached into my pocket and fished out the USB I had copied the codes down on. Use the family computer to look through the codes I have written in here. It will be able to prove to you that I am not lying. 11. I made this as a backup in case my laptop was unable to run it, but fair warning, there is an automatic switch that will destroy all the codes in here if it were to be copied, so be careful. And also don't try to take over the automatic switch, that will also trigger it and destroy all the codes in it. Alex looked stunned for a bit and then took the USB. If you are telling the truth, then why are you handing me your secret on such a highly advanced AI? If I can't copy it on the desktop, I can always use my hands. Alex, I don't doubt you can copy all that code by hand. You've got the drive for it, but rather I trust you as my little sister and as a part of this family. Also, after you're done going through it, I hope you don't complain to mom and dad. Jarvis may have dumbed down his real capabilities. Okay James, I won't break your trust, but first I need to learn how to code to understand any of the things on here. Haha. Okay, you do that. I'm sure that once you're through with the codes and understand them, you would not have an issue hacking into the Pentagon undetected if you want the what. Haha, I'm joking. Relax. Good luck Alex. No, I'm being serious. You can. 8. Thank you. She hugged me and I hugged her back, and then she went to her room with the codes. 3. I headed into my room and sat on my bed. Jarvis, what are the results about the search command I gave yesterday, sir? It seems that there is one. I have tracked and confirmed it. It's school named Nevermore Academy. It is masked as school for outcasts, but after some thorough digging I have discovered that the outcasts there seems to be beings who are less than human. There are werewolves, vampires, gorgons, sirens and more. 23. According to my memory, Nevermore Academy is a show as well. The mic of this show is Wednesday Addams. 12. Jarvis, hack into the database of a school named Nancy Reagan High School and check the database for a person named Wednesday Addams. Got it, sir. There is a student named Wednesday Addams that goes there and she is 15 years old, the same as you, sir. 10. Her first encounter with the supernatural. How should I act? According to what I know about the show, it is limited to Nevermore Academy and town and forest around it, so it doesn't affect me at all. Jarvis, where is this Nevermore Academy as well as the Nancy High School located, sir? Nevermore Academy is located in a remote part of San Diego, which is 111 miles away, and Nancy High School is located on Long Beach, which is 20 miles away. 8. It's close, and I am interested in supernatural. Guess it's a no-brainer. Really. 1. I want to find out more about supernatural. What better way other than the Addams family? I know the most about them and their location, so it should be easy to get into the supernatural world. 1. Jarvis, send a transfer request to my school for me to transfer into Nancy High School. I'm certain they would be happy to have me transferred out. 11. Done, sir. Okay, now, Grandma, I think I'll just mix sleeping pills into her drink before the wedding. 8. Okay, now that that's done with, Jarvis, keep on the lookout for such things. 1. Sir, your card has been delivered. It seems that they had sped up the delivery after they saw the amount in your account. Oh, about money, Jarvis, next time take it from some drug lord or criminals. 20. Yes, sir. Alright, I guess I have time. I will improve on the TV and the toaster too. As for the card, I will pick it up tomorrow. Jarvis, is the card in a safe location? Yes, sir. There is no chance of it being stolen. Alright, give me its location tomorrow. Time to get to work, I guess too. 8 hours later, I had upgraded almost all of the devices in the house. Now it's easy for Jarvis to transfer to them as it is now all high-tech. 3. Sigh. All in a good day's work. I looked at the time. Maybe I have some time to upgrade the phones. Nah, scratch that. I'll just purchase it from the shop. 3. I bought 5 different iPhones of different color each. 3. They were sleek and felt nice and comfortable to hold. I didn't waste much time and opened it up and got to work on improving it even more. After 2 hours I had finished upgrading the 5 phones. It was not anything compared to the laptop, but it still held its ground in terms of speed and space. But in the end the laptop is still way superior. 1. It was 5 a.m. and everyone had long gone to bed, so I'll give it to them tomorrow. 6. I also felt exhausted after all the upgrading, so I headed to bed. The next day I woke up a bit late, so everyone else was already awake, so I headed down with the new phones. After I found them, I handed them all their own iPhones and explained it to them. The most excited reaction was definitely Hayley's. She was hugging me way too tight out of excitement after she checked out the camera space and speed. Alex was also excited as she got such an advanced piece of tech and she can smoothly browse through the internet and easily find information without going to the library. Dad was also pretty excited and kept playing around with it. As for Mom, well, she needed some help. 9. I then explained the various house appliances I had upgraded and how all of it worked. I had also added speakers to all the house electronics, and some of them I added cameras as well, which I told them about as well. Alex and Dad seemed to have the highest interest when I was explaining them what the new functions were and how they work. Hayley was stuck to the phone and Mom wasn't particularly good per se at technologies. 1. After that I got a notification from Jarvis. Sir, the card's coordinates are these, and as for your transfer request, your principal agreed as you had predicted, but the Nancy High School's principal said that he wanted to meet you in person before he accepts. 1. Ugh, how annoying. When do I need to meet him? Today at 9 a.m. 3. Great. It just so happens that today is a Thursday as well. 1. Chapter 10. Meeting. After I found out about the locations and the meeting, I made a decision and then headed towards the kitchen. Mom, I'm going out with a friend. His dad is coming to pick me up. When Mom turned around but didn't seem to be paying much attention to me, rather was trying to use the new oven. 6. Sure honey, I know you are responsible, just be back by 10 p.m. Tomorrow is Grandpa Jay's wedding, so we can't be late. Okay mom. I left the kitchen and headed up to my room to change into the suit. After all, that fighting remark is on my file, so I have to look presentable and act with good manners. After all, I really want to get into that school. For then I had a thought, changing the episodes of Modern Family plot gives me points, so what if I change the plot of another show, like Wednesday? System, will me changing the plot of Wednesday's episodes give me points? 3, yes, 1. Damn. Now I really want to go to that high school. It's so easy to change the plot of a show like Wednesday. Remove one main person from the picture and boom, problem solved and plot removed. So no more series 3, therefore all 8 episodes will never come to fruition. I changed into the suit Dad bought for me yesterday and headed outside. System, purchased the Audi e-tron GT concept car 23, 500 points confirm. This is my favorite car. From my memories I saw a lot of cars, but my favorite one was the one Tony Stark had driven in the Endgame movie. I don't have another choice. After all, I can't just ask my parents to drive me everywhere now, can I? 6, confirm. The car has been spawned. Here is the position. 5, I found out where it was, so I quickly exited the house driveway and walked beyond 2 other houses and saw the car. It was beautiful and it looked advanced, as if it didn't belong with the other cars here. I walked over to it and pulled out the keys in my pocket that had appeared and started up the car. The backlight had an animation of light going back and forth, and it all lit up with a quiet roar. 3, this car is really one of my favorites. This shit is amazing. I was really excited as I opened the front door and sat in the driver's seat. It was spacious and modern, and that new car smell was amazing as well. I didn't wait any longer and started the car up, and the screens lit up. I took the aux cable and connected it to my phone. 5, Jarvis, take over this car. 1, already done sir. Would you like to hear the special features and a rundown? I would like to know about this car better. 1, sure sir. This car is something beyond the current car industry. I have looked into the electric cars, and currently they stand no chance. This car has many features like auto driving. It can hide an incredible 0-60 speed in 1 second, yet the people in the car won't feel much G-force, and this car's speed can reach 300 miles per hour yet still remain in control. 7, as for the special features, there is 6. 3, 1 is a turbo boost for an even faster speed. Up next is that this car is equipped with firearms on all sides. There are rockets as well, speed traps, smoke grenades, and last but not least, the car can withstand multiple rocket attacks and bullets won't even chip the paint. 12, it's definitely the car of Tony Stark, it seems. Jarvis put the location map for the American Express card. I looked at the directions and then stepped on the acceleration, and I was off. It was 2 miles out, so it didn't take long before I arrived at the location. 1, damn, that was an exciting drive. Thanks to my memory, I knew how to drive, so I wasn't really tensed about driving even though I am 15. Alright, I forgot, due to my excitement of driving this car, that this car has not been created in this world yet. Jarvis, wipe out all the cameras that have recorded the car. 7, done sir. I stepped out of the car and headed towards the house Jarvis had asked it to be delivered. It was a house that seemed to be empty. I saw a package on the porch of the house. I jumped over the fence and entered the house and arrived at the porch, picked up the package and headed back to the car. I entered the car and opened up the package. Jarvis, I thought you said this was a secure location. This is just an abandoned house. No sir, this is a safe house for the Russian embassy. This house has high-grade weapons on the ready in case of unauthorized visitors. I had disabled those when you entered and when the package was delivered. Impressive. Alright, I opened up the black box and inside it was the black card with a plate on the side with a code number 9. I took out the card and kept the box inside the dashboard. Jarvis set up the location for Nancy High School. I soon arrived at the high school, parked the car and entered into the school. It seems that the classes haven't started, so people were still roaming around. I, on the other hand, stood out from them as I was wearing a suit added on to my already good looks. I was getting a lot of people turning heads to look at me. 12. I took advantage of the students walking around to go look for the Wednesday family too. I walked ahead of the statue of the lady in front of the door and headed towards the locker area. I kept walking around until I saw a girl in black dress walk into the school looking stoic. The students around seemed to be avoiding her, so she was easy to spot. Guess I found her. Well, that was easy. I walked up to her. Hello, Wednesday Addams. 7. She stopped and stared at me unblinkingly. She didn't say anything and just stared at me. Who are you? She asked me, still staring at me unblinkingly. Well, I am a person who has a bad secret about your parents. Would you like to know? 3. When she heard that, she seemed to have conflicted look on her face. What do you want in return for this piece of information? Well, how about a favor that you will have to fulfill? 9. I smiled and answered. Very well, I will accept whatever the favor is as long as it does not cross my boundaries or is impossible. Meet me at the parking lot during lunch. She said that and walked away without looking back. I couldn't help but let out a sly smile. Now I have a free ticket into this supernatural place called Nevermore Academy thanks to that favor. 8. Chapter 11, Lunch. I walked over to the principal's office to meet him, but while I was walking there I noticed through the mirrors dark clouds were forming. Jarvis, what is the weather conditions today, sir? There is reported to be a heavy storm coming. Timing is around 12 p.m. Great, so it's around the time I meet Wednesday. Guess I'll change some plans around. I knocked on the principal's office and entered. Inside I saw a woman sitting on the desk. I was wondering whose statue that was in the entrance hall. Good morning, I am James Dunphy. I believe you asked me to come visit. Oh yes, come in, Mr. Dunphy. Please call me James, I told her politely as I took a seat on the chair in front of her desk. So I have requested this meeting due to your black mark on your student report. After all, I would like to ask, as a student like you, we do not allow delinquents in this school. I really don't like her high and mighty attitude. I was unnecessarily provoked, and I had to do it for protecting my family. Let's get this over with. We spent around 20 minutes conversating with each other, and she was trying to assess me with psychological questions, and then dropped another question. We only accept students who are well off. According to your report, your dad seems to be a famous real estate agent, and seeing your grades there might be a need for a little push. After all, we don't accept average students in our institution. 10. So she spent all this time talking nonsense just to ask for a donation. How annoying. How does 50 grand sound as a little donation to speed up the transfer process sound? I noticed a small smile forming on her face. The school's fees is around $5,000 per month, and this is an elite private school where rich people's kids go. I think it should do. Well, I'll see you next week in school. Goodbye, James. I got up from the seat and left the principal's office. By now the hallways were empty, so I easily left the school and headed for the parking lot where I had parked. I got inside the car, made a decision. If everything goes right today, I shouldn't really need to transfer here. I started the car and just started driving around random places at high speeds for fun until I found a top-class restaurant in LA. It was located in a barren part of the land, and it was mixed in with a forest to give it a more natural feeling. Guess I will try out the services that come with a black card. Jarvis, called my concierge and asked him to book that restaurant for 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Yes, sir. On it. After a few minutes later, Jarvis spoke up again. Sir, the restaurant has been booked. Alright, it feels good. This is the best restaurant in law where you need to get reservations months before you get a table, and I got it just like that. Haha, the life of the rich is truly different. 1. I started up the car and decided to just have some fun and drove around LA and made a pit stop to buy an umbrella. 4. Soon it was close to the meeting time with Wednesday. So I started driving back, and rain also started drizzling around this time. I soon arrived at the high school parking lot where I saw Wednesday standing under an umbrella. Now the rain was starting to pick up the pace, so I drove up to her and rolled down my windows. Get in. We can't talk with all this rain. That's incredibly presumptuous of you to expect me to get into a random car. 1. Well, do you want to know more information? She didn't say anything but walked over to the passenger seat and opened the door and got in. This car is unique. Yeah, well, it's my private car. Nice observation. Okay, enough with this sit chat speak, she asked, keeping that stoic face, and remained unblinkingly. She really isn't afraid of death, is she? I mean, I saw it in the show, but seriously, zero self-preservation, huh? Or it could be she actually thinks she can handle me. Well, that's just cute, I snorted. 5. Well, since you're so interested and impatient, I'll let you know a little. How about we discuss it over lunch? She didn't answer for a while and then nodded her head, signifying she accepted. Have you heard of a place called Nevermore Academy? Your parents went there. I have, she answered, trying to not let me know hints that I can use to trick her. Your father had a little run-in with the law there. Why don't we talk about the rest over lunch? It's not interesting enough for me to go to lunch with you. I'm leaving. She opened the door and opened her umbrellas, ready to leave. I had suspected this may happen, so I was prepared to drop a little information. Well, I say a little, but it was actually something major, like killing a human. Wednesday stopped when she heard what I said and sat back in the car and closed the doors. Continue. She's really interested in digging up dirt on her parents, isn't she? Look at this. I pulled out my phone and showed her a picture of Gomez Adams' murder charge file. This was covered up and he was let go, but I know the truth. Who are you? You have all of these strange things. This car is one that I have never seen before. This device you show me this file is on is not possible with current technology. I don't keep up with it, but even I know that this sort of thing does not exist. 7 And this could be faked as well, so you're gonna leave it to chance that this is fake and not hear me out. And what if on the off chance this is true, then what? She stopped for a second, considered what I had just said. Okay, let's go to that lunch. 6 I smiled and exited the parking lot and headed to the restaurant. By now it was already heavily pouring, so it was quite a sight to drive through the heavy rain at high speed. I noticed that although Wednesday was stoic, it seems that she seemed to be odd and nervous. Well, I was going 100 with such heavy rain, so that could maybe be it, but I don't know. It's Wednesday, it could be anything, for we soon arrived at the front gate of the restaurant. Since the front door's rooftop had a slab on it, it blocked the rain, so I stepped out the car and opened Wednesday's door like a proper gentleman. We started walking forward and a valet attendant appeared. Sir, would you like me to park your car in the valet parking spot? No need, Jarvis, take it away. The car stated up and drove away by itself, leaving a confused valet attendant standing there and a wide-eyed Wednesday. When I saw Wednesday's reaction, I couldn't help but feel satisfaction. 8 Come on. I entered the restaurant and walked over to the front desk. Hello, I am Rish and I believe I have booked the restaurant too. Oh yes sir, what is the specialized confirmation code? Oh, I grabbed the phone and acted as if I was making a call. Jarvis, what is the specialized confirmation code? Sir, it's okay, the code is 14. This way sir. The attendant led us to a center table with 2 chairs and a table and an empty restaurant. You booked this restaurant? You knew I would come with you, didn't you? 1 Yes I did. You are very curious on the background of parents. You suspect them. You suspect that there is something dark and sinister hidden among them. Your curiosity even overlooked your logic. That's why you are here and not sitting amongst those boring pubescent students. Sir, what would you like? Oh, just medium done steak and bottle of the best wine. You got 12. I would like the same. The waitress nodded and left. Are you even gonna eat that? No. Okay, straightforward. Bit much? I haven't introduced myself. I am. Wednesday suddenly cut me off, looking very stoic. You are Rish, the son of a rich billionaire who has access to unreleased technology. A second generation, and according to my information the only billionaire with a son named Rish is Woodsworth, so I recommend you cut a crap one. Well, that an impressive judgment there, Wednesday. An impressively wrong judgment. Well, some things are right. I am a billionaire. Anyways, getting back to what I was saying before you so rudely interrupted me, I am James Dunphy, 15 years old, billionaire genius. Nice to meet you. 1 Wednesday didn't say anything but just kept staring at me, and I decided to not crack so easily. I also kept quiet and we just stayed there looking at each other without speaking until eventually the food arrived. 2 plates covered with the top and 2 wine glasses in a bucket of ice with a bottle of wine. It was placed down on the table. The waiter opened the 2 tops of plates, revealing a beautifully done steak. He took the 2 glasses and opened them and poured wine into the 2 glasses and moved it towards us. 3 Enjoy your meal. Then he left with the 2 tops that was covering the plate. I didn't speak, still being stubborn, ignoring the subconscious pressure of awkwardness, and calmly took a sip of the wine. This tastes good. I drank a bit more and waited for Wednesday to speak. After some time, finally Wednesday spoke after taking a sip of the wine. I sent this restaurant too irresponsible, letting minors drink. 3 Well, I guess they don't really know, and you seem to be enjoying that wine. It's truly good. I sent it. I prefer a bit of a deeper taste, but this is alright. 1 Oh, so you have drunk wine before, huh? Some family you must have. Yes, they are weird ones. Well, there is a story about what had happened to your father. Oh, do go on. Well, you see, the story goes along the lines of during his time in Nevermore High School he had murdered a boy there. It was apparently due to him fighting over your mother with that boy. That is the story of how he caught that charge. Widely known. She looked confused for a second, probably due to how it was just dropped on her like this. Although that might be true, but I don't believe that he would really kill a person. Well, it seems she has faith in her parents. Well, in the end the person did die from a stab wound and a fall. But Wednesday, if you really want to find out the truth, you need to go to Nevermore High. That's is where the secrets will unfold for you. 5 She kept her face stoic and eyes unblinking, and it became hard to judge what she was thinking about, so I decided to check one thing. Have you been getting visions? She looked extremely shocked when she heard this, and then a look of nervousness passed through the always stoic face of Wednesday. How do you know that? She tried to keep her cool, but I noticed how she was struggling real hard. I get how this will make her wary of me, but I don't really care. I am after all using her to explore the supernatural and gain points, and her reactions alone gave me the answers I needed. You should ask your parents to transfer you to Nevermore High. I am certain they would be happy to. I started eating the steak while feeling satisfied. Guess I really won't have to go that school. That principal was kind of getting on my nerves too. Chapter 12, Wednesday's Puff. A girl in a black dress and a ponytail could be seen walking through the school's entrance hall when a man in a black suit around 5 feet 10 with gray eyes appeared. 3. Hello, Wednesday Addams 1. I was interrupted by this person who appeared and blocked my path. I planned on ignoring him and walking away, but he seemed to be giving off this mysterious feeling, so I stayed. Who are you? 1. Well, I am a person who has a bad secret about your parents. Would you like to know? This is a waste of my time, but I will play along. My parents are not amateurs to let someone find out if they did something bad, so this must be something good. What do you want in return for this piece of information? Well, how about a favor that you will have to fulfill? This piece of information is likely just a waste of my time, but if on the off chance this is really something, then I would not want to miss this chance to find out more about mother. Father is an open book, so it is probably not related to him. Very well, I will accept whatever the favor is as long as it does not cross my boundaries or is impossible. Meet me at the parking lot during lunch. I said that and walked away without looking back. I spent the rest of the time going through this boring class. I already knew most of the things the unmotivated teacher was explaining. But what made this worse was the annoying pubescent boys and girls around me going about their activities of people their age and annoying me in my thinking. I noticed through the windows that clouds were beginning to gather. I guess I should take an umbrella. More periods soon passed and it was lunch, the time for the meeting. I took an umbrella and headed outside. It started drizzling at this time. I went towards the parking lot and waited for him to appear. A minute later, a weird-looking car drove into the parking lot and arrived in front of me. The windows rolled down and I saw the man from earlier to get in. We can't talk with all this rain. That's incredibly presumptuous of you to expect me to get into a random car. Well, do you want to know more information? As much as this is dangerous? Since when did I shy away from danger? Rather, this makes me even more curious. When I sat inside the car, I noticed the weird buttons and knobs, and even a screen on this car's front. This car is unique. Yeah, well, it's my private car. Nice observation. He's not getting to the point. It's very annoying. Okay, enough with this sit chat. Speak to. He didn't answer for a few seconds, probably considering what to say. Well, since you are so interested and impatient, I'll let you know a little. How about we discuss it over lunch? This is a foolish waste of my time already. But to get him to start talking, I nodded my head, signifying my acceptance. Have you heard of a place called Nevermore Academy? Your parents went there. I have. Father and mother have tried to get me to go to the school they went to for a long time. But how is this related? Your father had a little run-in with the law there. Why don't we talk about the rest over lunch? It's not interesting enough for me to go to lunch with you. I'm leaving. I opened the door and opened my umbrella, ready to leave. If it was something little, then I don't have to waste my time here. It is not worth going to lunch with this man. Well, I say a little, but it was actually something major, like him killing a human. When I heard the word murder, I suddenly stopped. Did he just say him and murdered? So it's something father did. I wonder why. 1. Continue. He pulled out a rectangular box and clicked on the screen a few times. I saw how it was holographic on a screen, and he was interacting with it. This man has weird things. He opened something and a file appeared. Look at this. I looked at the phone and indeed my observation was right. It's a police record of a murder committed by father 32 years ago when he was a student at Nevermore Academy. I didn't expect that my father could murder someone. I always thought of him as an open book, but here suddenly I find out I didn't know as much as I thought I did. But why would he? 1. He just doesn't seem like the kind. I have spent over a decade with him, and not once have I seen such a sign indicating him to be a murderer. I'd be less surprised if it was mother. But how does this man know it and what happened? Whatever it is, I want to find out the truth now. This was covered up and he was let go, but I know the truth. Who are you? You have all of these strange things. This car is one that I have never seen before. This device you show me this file is on is not possible with current technology. I don't keep up with it, but even I know that this sort of thing does not exist. And this could be faked as well. He has way too many weird technologies with him. I have seen such things before. 1. So you're gonna leave it to chance that this is fake and not to hear me out? And what if on the off chance this is true? Then what? As hard as it is to believe that this is real, what if it is real? Okay, let's go to that lunch. He drove the car out of the parking lot. By now the rain was really starting to pick up, but he was doing something weird. He was driving at a really high speed in such rain. It's not like I fear death, but this is making me nervous. He can easily die by driving like this. This attitude towards not caring of one's own life, it's sort of attractive. 8. We soon arrived at the front gate of the restaurant. Since the front door's rooftop had a slab on it, it blocked the rain, so he stepped out of the car and opened my side door. We started walking forward and a valet attendant appeared. Sir, would you like me to park your car in the valet parking spot? 1. No need. Jarvis, take it away. The car started up and drove away by itself. It must be ghosts. There is no one else in the car. I observed it before stepping in. There was no one else in right. The car looks like it was driving by itself. I turned to look at the smiling man who was also looking at me, and I couldn't help but be surprised at this improbable situation. Come on, I followed him inside the restaurant and just kept observing him. He has done 3 completely unnatural things writhing a day, and it can only be explained as supernatural. 3. Hello, I am Rish and I believe I have booked the restaurant, so his name is Rish. According to my memory, there's only one billionaire's son named Rish, so he should be part of the Woodsworth family. Father mentions how some billionaires have access to supernatural elements. One, it correlates with all the weird things he has. Oh yes sir, what is the specialized confirmation code? Oh, he grabbed the phone and it looked like he inputting numbers into a keypad. Okay, the code is 7. This way sir. The attendant led us to a center table with 2 chairs and a table, and an empty restaurant. I noticed the restaurant was empty. He must be the reason for it, I believe. But how come? You booked this restaurant, you knew I would come with you, didn't you? Yes I did. You are very curious on the background of your parents. You suspect them. You suspect that there is something dark and sinister hidden among them. Your curiosity even overlooked your logic. That's why you are here and not sitting amongst those boring pubescent students. This person just keeps getting more interesting. He managed to manipulate me so well into coming here. It's impressive, but how does he know so much too, sir? What would you like? Oh, just medium done steak and bottle of the best wine you got. I would like the same. The waitress nodded and left. Are you even gonna eat that? No, I don't want to make small talk with him. He has already spent so much time. I think it's about time he says something useful. I haven't introduced myself. I cut him off before he could continue, as I wanted to know more information. You are Rish, the son of a rich billionaire who has access to unreleased technology. A second generation, and according to my information the only billionaire with a son named Rish is Woodsworth, so I recommend you cut the crap. Well, that's an impressive judgment there, Wednesday. An impressively wrong judgment. Well, some things are right. I am a billionaire. Anyways, getting back to what I was saying before you so rudely interrupted me, I am James Dunphy, 15 years old, billionaire genius. Nice to meet you. I did not say anything and just waited for him to continue, but he didn't. He didn't break the silence until the food arrived. 2 plates covered with the top and 2 wine glasses in a bucket of ice with a bottle of wine. It was placed down on the table. The waiter opened the 2 tops of plates, revealing a beautifully done steak. He took the 2 glasses and opened them, and poured wine into the 2 glasses, and moved it towards us. Enjoy your meal. Then he left with the 2 tops that were covering the plate. I didn't speak, as I didn't want to make useless small talk, and continued to wait for him to speak. I drank a bit more and waited for Wednesday to speak too. After some time, finally I noticed this was wasting more time, so I picked up the wine, and took a sip, deciding to participate in some small talk. Isn't this restaurant too irresponsible, letting minors drink? Well, I guess they don't really know, and you seem to be enjoying that wine. It's truly good, isn't it? I prefer a bit of a deeper taste, but this is alright. Oh, so you have drunk wine before, huh? Some family you must have. Yes, they are weird ones. Well, there is a story about what had happened to your father. Oh, do go on. Finally. Well, you see, the story goes along the lines of during his time in Nevermore High School, he had murdered a boy there. It was apparently due to him fighting over your mother with that boy. That is the story of how he caught that charge. Widely known. That's odd. I never picked him to be that kind of person. Maybe that's why mother loves him so much, no matter how annoying they are. But according to my observations, he won't really kill a person. Although that might be true, but I don't believe that he would really kill a person. The person named James smiled and said, well, in the end the person did die from a stab wound and a fall. But Wednesday, if you really want to find out the truth, you need to go to Nevermore High. That's where the secrets will unfold for you. Is this a scheme from mother and father to send me to Nevermore? It seems likely they have been wanting me to go there for a while now. I am about done with this. If it's a scheme, although a good one, it makes absolute sense. Only mother and father know me better than anyone else, and he has shown that he knows me well. Quite an impressive scheme, mother and father, although I have caught on now. Have you been getting visions? What? That's impossible. Only I know about the visions. I have done a good job not letting anyone know, especially mother and father. There is absolutely no way anyone should know about it, yet it is. How do you know that I tried to hide my shock from this revelation, and the mystery of this person just deepened? Now I am truly interested in finding out more about this man named James Dunphy. You should ask your parents to transfer you to Nevermore High. I am certain they would be happy to. This does not seem like a scheme anymore. Maybe I should. I started eating the steak in front of me while I stabilized my thought and considered what to do. James stood up and excused himself to the washroom after eating the steak, leaving me to drink the good wine and consider the mystery of this man. As I was thinking about the mystery named James, I heard a loud crashing sound coming from the kitchen and loud shouting before it quieted down. I wonder what's happening. The wall where the kitchen doors were attached to broke through and a terrifyingly big monster's head poked through and stared right at me. Picture in comments. 8. It gave of an insurmountable pressure. I was really never scared of much ever. I can slay snakes and lions. I have been trained to face such animals, but this beast is terrifying. It had giant antlers stretching outwards its face and its eyes stared at me and its creepy mouth smiled when it met my eyes. I suddenly felt a shiver pass through my body. All my bodily instincts screamed at me to run. The wine glass fell from my hands shattering on the ground, and the creature let out a growl and extended its long finger and sharp nails and slashed at me. I saw the sharp nail shoot towards me. I wanted to move, but I couldn't. I was frozen with fear. The nail approached closer by the second, and when it was about to slash at me, I felt my body get pushed out of the way and James appeared, taking a slash right to his face, causing blood to spray out. 12. He grabbed my body, and I seemed to regain some of my composure as well until I heard the loud shrill scream of this monster, causing me to freeze again too. Chapter 13, A Dance with Death. I visited the washroom to clean my mouth and hands up when I suddenly heard a loud bang. I rushed out of the washroom and saw a sharp claw extending towards Wednesday. 8. I acted out of instinct and ran to remove Wednesday from there as she seemed to be frozen. 6. I ran as fast as I could and reached there just in time for the claw to slash. I pushed her out of the way in the nick of time, but I couldn't dodge it myself, and on my left side of face I felt a painful tear open up and blood started gushing out. I put my hands on my face, feeling my blood flow out and the pain spreading throughout my body. I looked over at Wednesday and I noticed how Wednesday was a bit awake but wasn't moving. I grabbed her and tried running away, but suddenly I heard a fear-inducing roar. It sounded angry, no furious. It smashed its long hands on the ground and stretched it towards me in a grabbing motion. The pain was too much for me to handle and I couldn't think straight at all. So I instinctively started running away with Wednesday. She seemed to have once again frozen in fear after hearing that roar. I turned around to look at that monster and it looked horrifying. I clenched my teeth, trying my best not to scream from the pain of the gash on my face. I ran, but I tripped and fell. I turned around and saw the hand closing in on me and Wednesday as if grabbing us. I saw the hand get closer and closer when I felt my hand grabbed. I turned around and saw Wednesday's panicked face. Run! Her shout sort of cleared up my mind enough for me to think. 1. I stood and jumped out of the claws of the monster with Wednesday and ran over to a table and flipped it. It was enough to block a slash of the monster. We ran dodging the slashes of the monster until we once again heard a loud screeching roar. I felt my body stop for a second, which I found weird. I noticed how the same thing happened with Wednesday. I hadn't noticed, but whenever it let out that roar my body seems to stop and fear takes over. Luckily this time my head was clearer, so I suppressed the fear and took Wednesday's hand and dashed before another claw smashed the place we once stood. The monster seemed truly enraged now, and got inside the hall, leaving almost no place for us to dodge. The monster eyes locked onto me and it charged towards me. I felt pressure come over me suddenly and ran to the little open space and saw the monster change direction and charge straight at Wednesday instead of me. I grabbed her arms and threw her behind me. I saw how I had accidentally backed into a wall, leaving very less space for maneuvers. I saw the monster rushing up to me and Wednesday was hiding behind me. I clenched my hands in anger of not being able to do anything against this monster. There is no space. Anywhere I go it will follow. I want to fight it, I want to defeat it, but I can't. 1. I saw the sharp nail that was shot towards me and suddenly felt a piercing pain in my chest. I looked down and saw a fingernail piercing my chest and blood pouring out. 4. The monster's human-like monstrous face had a grin on it as it saw my blood pouring onto its nails. I felt my vision blurring and pain overtaking me, but I did not just want to give up and die now. Damn it. James, Wednesday screamed my name as it brought me closer to it, wide open mouth ready to eat me. Damn it, why? Why me? I'm James Dunphy. I refuse to die in such a pathetic way. 17. I saw that it brought me increasingly closer to its mouth ready to eat me. I grabbed its nail using all my strength and tried to push my body outwards. I kept using my strength as my legs were ever so close to its mouth, but that's when I heard a bang behind me. I turned around, gritting my teeth. I couldn't even think straight right now, but when I saw what it was I felt relief, as if a last light of hope. A black car had busted through that wall. The headlight seemed to slide open, and something came out its front. Jarvis, I used my last bits of energy and shouted. That's when something shot out of the car and hit the monster's body. It quickly moved its head and glaringly stared at the car and threw me from its fingers. 1. It rushed towards the car, leaving me there lying on the cold floor with a hole on my chest. 1. Wednesday rushed over to me and held me close to her and hurriedly tore off a large piece of her dress and tried to tie up my chest and stop it from bleeding out. Well, this sucks, haha. Blood spurted out of my mouth as I let out the laugh. It's going to be fine, James. The pain was way too much to bear, and still think straight. I could barely hear what Wednesday said over the bangs and booms. I couldn't help but smile when I heard that the bangs and booms eventually quieted down. I guess it's over, hopefully. Jarvis 1. I felt my vision blurring with that last thought, and I saw a car arrive beside me with its door open. Come up before I had a last thought, and then completely blacked out. I'm dead, again. I felt my vision regain slowly. I looked around and everything was dark and blurry. I tried to move my hands, and I felt it easily move. I tried sitting up, and I didn't feel any pain as I sat up. I put my hands on my chest, and felt it there. As a matter of fact, my entire top was gone. I instantly put my hands on my face where the monster had cut me, but once again felt nothing. It was all smooth, didn't even feel a scratch. I blinked my eyes a few times and soon my vision adjusted and I could see clearly. I was inside a car in the back seat where I seemed to have been laying down on some kind of bed. I looked towards the driver's seat and saw Wednesday. How did I not die? I asked the first question on my mind, followed by the second important question here. How am I not injured? Wednesday turned around and just stared at me. I believe you should ask your assistant. Oh, she knows her. Jarvis, welcome back, Master. First of all, I would like to apologize. I had not told you about all the special features of this car. Instead of 6, there are actually 7, but the 7th one is an emergency use only feature. 8. I waited for Jarvis to continue speaking. I was a tiny bit angry that I wasn't informed about another special feature, but I also understand Jarvis must have made a decision to keep this information for a very good reason. 6. The 7th feature is an emergency healing pod. It can be used to treat all external injuries on the body inflicted due to damage. It can even bring a person on the verge of death back if it is an external injury. I had not told you about this due to not fully understanding your nature, whether you are the feckless kind or the safe kind. If you knew about this feature and turned out your personality type was the risk-seeking kind, then it would be a guarantee safety, which will cause you to be reckless and cause unnecessary damage that could otherwise have been avoided. I apologize, Sir. 14. It's understandable. Jarvis made a good judgment there. If I was the risk-seeking kind, knowing this, I would have a sense of security and be reckless. Even though I understand this, I can't help but let my emotions run a little wild. I was angry, and I hate that feeling of helplessness, and Jarvis just made a decision, and since he has not resented yet, it's clear he made a choice, the choice for my own well-being. It's fine, you made a good decision. I played down, feeling mentally exhausted and remembering that monster. Jarvis, what was that monster? Sir, I don't know. The video recording in the kitchen shows that a human being suddenly mutated into this monster. Further observation is required. Sigh. Wednesday, where would you like to be dropped off? I have already told Jarvis of the address. Alright, Jarvis, take her to that location. Also, what time is it? Sir, it's 8 p.m. And what happened to my suit? This time Wednesday answered. It's ripped and covered in blood. Thanks to my genius, I noticed a slight blush appearing on Wednesday's pale face, as if remembering something fondly. 14. Chapter 14, Making a Suit. Jarvis drove the car while I was sat on the back seat with Wednesday on the passenger seat. We soon arrived at a haunted-looking mansion in the woods too. The car drove up to the giant gates and stopped in front of the mansion too. Is this your house? Yes. The door opened and Wednesday stepped out with her umbrella already opened. She looked at me and then my chest. Thank you. Oh, then how about we go on a date tomorrow? It's a wedding. 13. I don't know why I said that, but after this incident I just seemed to be more comfortable with Wednesday's odd, and so I asked her. She looked as if she was considering it. Do I have to wear a dress? You can if you want to. She didn't say anything but just stared at me with her usual cold face and unblinking eyes, which for some reason I did not find as unsettling as before. Must be because I have seen another side of Wednesday. Okay, great, I'll pick you up tomorrow at 7 p.m. 2. She nodded and then closed the door and walked towards the gates, which opened to let her in. Jarvis, show me a picture of myself right now. A picture appeared on the screen showing me without a top on and bloody black pants. My hair was all messy and on my chest was a scar. 17. It looked as if I was stabbed by a thick sword. I moved my hands and felt it place and noticed some slight difference between my normal skin and the scar. Jarvis, why isn't this healed? I thought anything related to external wounds can be healed. Sir, the injuries were indeed healed, but this is the aftermath left by that attack. It was too deep so it was impossible to avoid scarring. The cut on your face was shallow, that's why the scar wound was removed without any side effect. One damn, who would have thought that such a monster would appear at such an high-end restaurant? If I knew, I would have gone there strapped with weapons to defend myself. 5 Jarvis, what was that monster and how did it appear, sir? According to the video I have analyzed, it seems that a human being transformed into that monster. 3. Do you have any idea how, sir? After gathering all the information about this person previous to this incident, it seems that this person has a record for cannibalism, and before he transformed, he had entered the freezer, where there is no available video. After a minute he reappeared looking haggard. 8. He fell over knocking things down in the kitchen and his body started to grow, and as it grew it started grabbing and eating the people's bodies. It tore the limb of the people around it and started digging into it, a hunger-crazed beast. And seeing this, the other people in the kitchen panic started. Soon he knew it was already grabbing each one of the chefs and eating them all in one. And then after, when there was only a lot of blood around, it broke through the kitchen wall. Also as it ate more people its size kept growing as well. And then what you saw happened. 3. A human transformed into that monster. Sure, its face was that of a human, but this just doesn't make any sense. How can a human transform into a monster? It's an impossibility. 6. Well, at least it's now dead. Sir, I had shot the monster in the neck and other parts of the body, killing it, which at the time I assumed I did kill it as it stopped moving, but a new camera recording appeared recently where its body started regenerating slowly, enabling it to escape from that restaurant. I didn't go back to finish it because you are still healing, and I didn't want to cause a distraction that might lead to some unforeseen circumstances during your recovery. Oh man, a monster like that is out on the wild. This is just great. Jarvis, wipe out all records of us ever being there. Oh, and can you monitor all the cameras around the United States? No sir, my computing is just not enough to such a thing. 7. Alright, then leave the ending clip where the monster regen itself. There is no point in putting my resources, which I currently don't have, into searching for this monster, so I'll borrow the hands of the government to do it for me. Keep track of the government's investigation into this. I'm certain they will not be lazy in their search. 1. I decided on an original monster. It provides me vast amounts of freedom, and I have an idea of this storyline, which I think is gonna be interesting. Also expect supernatural monsters etc. I will try to blend supernatural elements with a normal modern family. Also, this monster looks like a Wendigo. I posted a picture, but it's also not the Wendigo you all know. Might sound confusing, but it's gonna play a part in the story. 13. Right now I need a new suit for tomorrow. Jarvis put in an urgent order for a similar type of suit I was wearing. I need it before 10 p.m. 1. Okay sir. Jarvis, find a big yet secure and empty warehouse and buy it out. I waited for around 4 minutes before Jarvis responded. Sir, I have bought out a warehouse in a secure location, and it's in a barren area with barely any people around. The location is, would you like me to auto drive? 1. No, I want to drive to kick off some steam. 1. I got out of the backseat and walked over to the driver's seat and sat in it. I changed the car's gear and drove off. What I had not noticed was that a hand with many scars was attached under the car. 9. I drove for a bit due to the location of this warehouse being far from the city in the outskirts. I found the warehouse that Jarvis had bought, so I stopped the car in front of the warehouse and got out of the car, which was still open with lights shining bright in the rain. 1. I walked up to the warehouse and saw that it was locked. So I took out a pistol that I had taken from the car and shot the lock open. 2. I pushed open the gates of the warehouse and walked into the dark warehouse. The car rode up closer to the warehouse, illuminating the warehouse with its headlights. It was mostly empty but very spacious. I walked in and looked around, mapping things out in my mind. First on the list before anything is to build Jarvis some mechanical arms that can lift weight and provide physical assistance in building the arc reactor, and then the suit. 1. But before all of that, Jarvis, is there an electrical connection available here? Yes sir, perfect. I opened up the system shop and brought metals, springs etc. in the desired shape I need. I have already planned out the mechanics involved in the functioning of these arms, so now I just have to make it into reality. 7. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 15, An Arc Reactor. In front of me lay a mechanical thick arm that I created in 2 hours. Right now I could only create half of it, but it's functional and it has 5-finger and a grip, and it can extend and compress itself so its reach is at a huge range too. Phew, okay, now I have the shape. The rest should be assembling and powering it all up. Sir, your suit is ready for pickup and it's now 10 p.m. What? So soon? I had only just started. Alright, let's go pick this suit up. Although I don't know if they will allow me into the shop looking like this. Not to worry, I will work on this problem right away. You may feel free to go visit the coordinates I have set on the car's GPS. I shall work on the assembling while you are away. No need, Jarvis. I have already done so much, it won't feel right just doing it halfway. I want to finish my first actual piece of work by myself. As you wish, sir. I walked over to the cars and drove them towards the gates of warehouse, and they opened automatically. Before I started working on the arms, I installed some basic features of security to this warehouse. Nothing major. Jarvis is connected to it, so I don't have to go through some long security check process every time I want to enter and exit one. The gates opened and I drove out and followed a GPS towards a fancy looking store. I arrived and parked the car and looked down and saw no top with a scarred chest and bloody pants. Yep, I'm in no condition of walking into that store right now. I would be surprised if I don't get arrested. Not to worry, sir. I have it handled. I have just put in a request to deliver the suit to the car. Thanks to your status, it was easy to make such a request. As Jarvis said this, the door to the store opened and out walked a man in suit. He walked up to my car and knocked on my window. I rolled it down slightly to not let him see much. Sir, are you James? Yes, I am. Put the suit in the trunk. The man looked at my action of opening the window so slightly, a bit suspiciously, but ignored it and went to put the suit in my trunk. He put it in and closed the trunk and walked back towards me. It's as done, sir. Thank you for your patronage. He bowed slightly and left to go back in the store. Wait, do you mind giving me a white shirt and pant right now? The man walked back to the car. That will not be a problem. Make the 2 sets. All right, sir. Cash or credit? Credit. The man walked back into the shop and a few minutes later came out with the covers used for suits containing the 2 sets of white shirt and black pant I had asked for. He went in the back and put the clothes in the trunk and came up to me with a card scanner. Oh, for the first time I actually get to use this card. I took out the card from my purse and handed it to him. His eyes seemed to widen slightly as he scanned the card, and the purchase went through. He handed my card back and bowed once again slightly and then went back to the store. I rolled up the windows and started driving off. Jarvis, how much did that suit cost? It's not like I care how much it cost, but just curious, you know. Sir, it cost $2,000 for man, a 2K suit. They must have used some really good quality materials, even if it is a simple suit design. A white shirt, black inner piece, black coat and black pants, and a black tie. 5. I drove towards a remote area and quickly changed out of my current pant into one of the spare shirt and pant. What? I still have dried blood over my body. I don't want to dirty the suit. I drove back to the house and parked the car a bit further away from my house and exited it. Right now my face was looking clean and fresh, as if nothing had happened today, and it was just a casual day. I entered the house and directly went upstairs to take a bath and get rid of the dried blood all over my body. Inside the bath I looked into the mirror and saw the area where the scarring had formed. I moved my finger over it, remembering that monster stabbing me there and the pain I felt. 7. Even though it's all healed, I still feel pain when I touch this area. Must be a psychological issue. Should I see a psychologist? Now what am I gonna say? 8. Monster did this. 1. I'd be branded as crazy. 5. I walked into the shower and thoroughly cleansed myself in a hot bath. 1. I left the washroom feeling super relaxed after that bath. I wore some home clothes and entered my room and dropped on the bed. My body was feeling completely relaxed. All that buildup of the tension, anxiety, fear, all of it just released thanks to that bath. Slowly as I lay on that bed I drifted off into comfortable sleep. The next day I woke up feeling like a baby, super refreshed. Damn. A hot bath before bed really hits different. I looked at the time and saw that it was 10 a.m. Guess I overslept a bit, but can't really blame myself, can I? I stood up of the bed and exited the room and headed downstairs into the kitchen to see a plate covering a plate. I opened it and saw that it was pancakes. Oh honey, you're awake. I made those pancakes for you earlier. I went to wake you up, but it seemed like you were in deep sleep, so I didn't disturb you. Just heat it up and eat it. I'm taking Hayley and Alex to spa day to get ready for tonight. We'll be back by around 6, and your father will also be going out today to show a house a big customer that had urgently requested at 10. Alright, thanks for the pancakes, Mom. I heated up the pancakes and smelt that fresh smell of pancakes. Damn, it smells good. I sat at the table and started eating. By now Mom, Hale and Alex had already left. Buddy, I'm off to show a house. Take care. Okay, bye Dad. Have a good day. Dad put on his shoes, took his keys and left, leaving me alone in the house. 4. I finished up the pancakes, cleaned my mouth up and changed into the pants and shirt from yesterday. I locked the house and entered my car, started it up and drove away to the warehouse. 4. I arrived at the gates of the warehouse and it opened up. I drove my car in there and parked it in the corner. I got out and started working on the hand again. I spent 4 hours completing this single hand, and now I was ready to work on the arc reactor. I bought 12 Stark missiles and started my work along with the assistance of JARVIS. 20 minutes later, in front of me a table was laid out, and on the table were the different parts found inside of Stark missiles. And these are the parts needed for making the arc reactor, and of course 12 palladium chips laid out all neatly. 3. Now I need a shape, which I need to of course make myself. I bought some items to make a smelter, and put in the metal and left it to smelt. JARVIS, keep an eye on that. Also bought a mold of the arc reactor, which I was gonna pour the melted metal into. I waited for about 10 minutes for the metal to turn into liquid. Sir, it's ready. Should I do the honors and pour? Chapter 16, Thing, the Unsolved Mystery. Yes, pour it. I stepped aside and saw the metallic arms reach for the tweezers, and gently grabbed the pot with the melted metal inside it. It very steadily carried the pot containing the melted metal over to the casting. It did this very steadily to avoid any spillage, and it soon carefully poured the melted metal into the casting. After the melted metal was poured into the casting, I waited for it to dry, and then cooled the metal down and started assembling it. I used the missile's parts I had deassembled, placed it in a circular shape, and inserted the 12 chips of palladium into it, and added the casing. I screwed on everything, and in front of me, and the final product was this palm-sized cylindrical object. There was now a miniature arc reactor. It's done. I rolled the table over to the car and opened the bonnet. I took 2 wires and connected it to the car's battery, and connected the other end to the arc reactor. I started up the car and walked towards the arc reactor. White light started glowing around the arc reactor. Slowly it started glowing brightly, and a minute later the entire thing was covered with light. I stared at the cylindrical arc reactor as it glowed. 7. It's done. Congratulations, sir. Thank you, JARVIS. I stared at the glowing arc reactor filled with energy. It was mesmerizing until JARVIS interrupted my thoughts. Sir, there's an unidentified object in the warehouse. It seems like a hand. It is hiding underneath the car. I froze for a second but then soon relaxed. It can't escape from here anyways. I walked towards the car and saw a hand with scars rush out towards the exit. Thing. 2. I walked over to Thing, relaxed. It's fair to spy on me. Right now Thing does not follow Wednesday, so it must be here from the order of her parents. Hello Thing. It froze when it heard me and turned around facing me. Now, what should be done with you? It slowly started to crawl backwards as I walked towards it. 1 Thing, tell me, what should I do to you now? You have seen too much. After all, it's kept backing away until it hit the gates. It turned around and tried to push the gates open, but that was futile. Although right now I don't know what to do with Thing, I'm sure I'll figure it out later. I walked over to Thing and grabbed it. JARVIS, create a metal cage with the leftover materials. Right away Sir. JARVIS's mechanical arm moved to create the basic metal cage for Thing. 10 minutes later, it was done. I opened the gates and threw Thing inside the cage and locked the door. It hit the metallic cage and tried going through it, but its struggle once again turned into futile attempts. The cage had square holes that were most definitely not big enough to go through. Sorry Thing, but I can't let you run around the warehouse, so before I figure out what to do with you, you have to stay here. I said that, walked back to the arc reactor and unplugged the wires connecting the car's battery to the arc reactor. After disconnecting the connection, the energy in the arc reactor didn't dim down at all. It was now successfully generating its own energy. How exciting is this? I moved the table back to the center. JARVIS, I'm gonna give you the materials necessary to make this base much more secure. Make all the electronics for the base and connect it all to the arc reactor as a power source. 1 Okay sir. I bought the necessary materials needed for building a good security system for this base and left all the materials to JARVIS. I got into the car and drove back home, and took a quick bath to clean myself from all that sweat and grime. After that I changed into the shirt and pant and left the house to deal with another issue for today, Grandma died. I first drove over to the pharmacy, bought a bottle of sleeping pills. The pharmacist told me that 1 pill can knock some out for 5 hours easily. And then I went to get a small bottle of cocktail juice, Grandma's favorite one. Around 10 minutes later I arrived at the hotel Grandma Deed was staying at, parked the car and headed inside the hotel to the front desk. Hello sir, how may I help you? Hello, I'm looking for a person called Deed Pritchett. I'm her grandson James. 1 second. She picked up the telephone and made a call after entering a few numbers. Hello, Miss Pritchett, I'm calling due to a visitor here who wants to meet you. He says he is your grandson James. Who? Okay. She kept the phone down and looked at me. The room number is 1305. 1. I nodded and left for the lift and soon arrived at the 13th floor. I looked around, soon found the room number, so I went ahead and knocked on the door. I waited for a second before the doors opened. Hey. James, you came one. She came and hugged me. Hey grandma one, so what brought you over to your grandma? Well, can't I just come and meet my own grandma? Haha, what charming young man you have become. Come in, she said as she looked at me. I walked inside the hotel and we both sat on the sofa. Alright grandma, I bought you your favorite juice. I'll go pour it for you. Oh thank you James. Let me do it. Haha, no need grandma, just relax, I'll do it. I got up and walked over to the table in the other room and poured the cocktail juice into a glass and added 2 sleeping tablets and let them dissolve into the cocktail too. It didn't change the smell, and since it was cocktail the color change was not even noticeable. I brought over the glass to grandma and handed it to her too. Thank you sweetie. So how is school? Have a girlfriend yet? She asked as she drank a little. It's fine. Just some minor issues here and there, nothing serious and not yet. Oh well, those types of minor things are unavoidable, and I'm not really worried about your dating life. I know you will be a smash hit if you tried. She talked as she drank more of the juice. Grandma, how are you feeling about grandpa marrying again? Haha, don't worry James, I have already moved on. It would be great to see Jay move on as well, she said as she finished the glass of juice. Well, that is true James. We talked a bit more, and she seemed to be getting sleepier as we spoke, and soon she was dozing off to sleep. I walked up to her and laid her down on the sofa. Sorry grandma for, I covered her with a blanket and informed room service to not disturb. After that I left the hotel. Chapter 17, a date? Inside the car I made a call to grandpa. Hey kiddo, well he sure sounds happy. Hey grandpa, so I'm bringing a date with me today, so can you add one more chair to the seating arrangement? Sure. I look forward to see who this date is. 3. He cut the phone. Well, it's still 4, so I have like 2 hours to kill before mom and dad get back. I'll just drive around. Jarvis, any updates on that monster? Sir, allied forces have been mobilized by the United States in search and to suppress this news from spreading to other countries. Well, that is predictable actually. I'll just go home. I started up the car and drove home. I arrived inside the house and saw that no one was there. Maybe I should read more about science-related knowledge. I can get the information related to coding, engineering, physics etc. from the system, so I can just focus on something new. Jarvis, gather all the data under biology and chemistry and their subvariations and compile all that knowledge in different grades according to their levels. 3. Right away sir. I waited for around 5 minutes before Jarvis spoke. Sir, it is completed, and all of it has been transferred to the laptop. I walked over to my room and opened the laptop and saw a compiled folder. I opened it, and in it there were 5 grades each for biology and chemistry, and then 3 grades of information for each of the subvariations under these 2. Well, I started reading from grade 1 biology. It was also divided into the knowledge of the school years. Sir, the information in these folders are absolutely verified by me, and are the latest at the school level. Alright, I decided to skim through it as it was way too long and right now I don't have this kind of time. But as I read more I started getting interested in it and forgot the passing of time until I heard the door getting unlocked. I looked over at the time and it was already 6 p.m. Damn, it's like time just flew. Grandpa's wedding is at 7:30 and I have to pick Wednesday up at 7:01. I closed the laptop and headed down where I saw Mom, Hayley and Alex looking their best. Hey guys, it seems like you all had a great day. Oh, you would not believe it. It was incredible honey. Is your father home yet? No. Although he should be coming in soon. Anyways Mom, so I have this date I'm bringing over. Is it alright if she sits with us? Oh yeah sure honey, I'm sure she is amazing. Well, she is a bit odd. Oh, it's fine honey, I'm sure she is amazing. 13. Mom said that and walked up the staircase to her room. So who is your date? Not Amy. I'll tell you now, I'm curious to see who you picked as a date. Hayley said and left. Alex, how is the codes treating you too? I asked her as she seemed way too relaxed compared to earlier I had seen her. Oh, don't remind me. I went over the basics yesterday and even studied the high school level notes on coding, but I barely understand all that stuff, and it's such a pain looking for coding information as most people don't share it online. Oh, Alex, you do know you could have just asked Jarvis to compile all that knowledge for you so you don't have to waste your time searching, right? Jarvis can do that. Why didn't you tell me? I spent hours finding good resources. Well, he is an assistant so he can do this kind of stuff. It's actually one of his main goals to support us, you know. Oh. Well, this should make it easier then. Well, for now go get ready. It seemed like this spa day really relaxed you. You wouldn't believe how relaxing it is to just take your mind off everything once in a while. She said that and walked towards her room. Oh, maybe I should try going to a spa. I went upstairs and started reading again as I had another 50 minutes or so. It was soon 6:40 and Dad had come home like 30 minutes ago. I went to take a bath and changed to the suit I bought too. Mom, I'll go pick up my date. I'll be there when the wedding starts. I yelled as I was leaving and Dad came out of living room. A date? Jamie, why didn't I know about this? Oh hey Dad, I just asked her recently so I didn't have much of chance to tell you. Oh, it's fine, well I'll see her at the wedding. Oh right, do you need me to drive you there? No need Dad, I will get there. Thank you for offering. Okay, well see you. I waved back at him and left the house. I walked past 2 houses and arrived at my car, got inside it and drove off to Wednesday's house to pick her up. 3 I soon arrived at the closed front gates and waited for Wednesday. I waited for a second but then the gates that looked like they belonged to a haunted house opened up. Oh, are they asking me to come inside? I changed the car's gear and drove past the gates and started driving along a stretch of road surrounded by dark trees. I kept driving along this road and the big haunted-looking mansion kept getting closer until I saw the end of the forest. I drove through it and saw a roundabout-style driveway with a fountain in the middle with Wednesday and her parents standing in front of the mansion's gates. Oh boy, I saw that Wednesday had tied up her hair into a bun like she had done during the show's school dance and she was wearing a black dress. 13. She actually put on a dress. Sir, your heartbeat seems to be increasing, Jarvis. I know she looks really pretty. I drive the car up to them and got of it. Hello, you all must be Wednesday's parents. So nice to meet you. Chapter 18, Wednesday's parents. Hello, you all must be Wednesday's parents. So nice to meet you too. Wednesday's father, who was in a suit, extended his hands forward and shook it firmly. Hello, I'm Gomez Adams and this here is my wife Morticia. I extended my hands to shake Morticia's hands and she shook it in her sophisticated manner. Hello. Oh, man. I don't know what to say now. We stayed silent for a little while before Wednesday's dad spoke again. Well, I hope you don't keep her too late. Why don't we invite you tomorrow for lunch here to get to know each other properly? Sure, I would be pleased to come over tomorrow. Wednesday, honey, enjoy the night. Wednesday rolled her eyes when she heard what her dad said. I don't need you tell me what to do, father. She said that and got into the car. Her mother kept her smile throughout and in the end told Wednesday, have a good night, dear. Well, I should be going. I wouldn't want to be late. Oh wait, if you don't mind I can send a driver with you. After all, you're too young to be driving. Oh, that's alright. I know how to drive. Oh, a bit of a rule breaker are you. I like that. He patted my shoulders with a smile. Well, the Addams family, everybody. One, well, off you go. I nodded towards Wednesday's father and entered the car. Wednesday's parents waved at her but she didn't respond and kept her cold face. I drove off the driveway and soon entered the road. I glanced at Wednesday from the corner of my eyes and couldn't help but feel a fluttering feeling. You look really pretty. One, it's not my favorite dress. As a matter of fact, I hate it. But thank you for the compliment. 10. Oh man, I think my heart just stopped. She just said those words and even the corner of her lips curled up a bit. Gotta admit, James, what's wrong with you? Get your shit together. Well, I don't think you'll really enjoy this wedding. I mean, it's a wedding not quite up there with your tastes, yes. 2 people getting together and promising they will love each other for their entire life and then 20 years later hating each other's guts. Actually, I think I might start liking weddings. 18. He mouth once again curled up into a smile, but this time for a sadistic reason. 3. And I don't know how to feel about this. 1. I kept driving and we soon reached the hotel where the wedding was set to happen. I parked the car in the parking lot. The time was soon gone at 7:30, so we moved fast and entered the hotel. Hello, we are here for Jay Pritchett's marriage. May I see your invitation? Here I took out a red envelope and handed it to the receptionist. She looked over it and nodded with a smile. 10th floor, hall 2. Enjoy the wedding. Thank you. The receptionist happily waved as we walked away. Me and Wednesday walked over to the lifts and got inside it where we were alone. Is that how everyone always treats you? I think it's you. She didn't respond, but I knew better to read too much into the silence. The lift's door opened and we reached the 10th floor. We walked over to hall number 2, which was currently open with a signboard where it was written Jay Pritchett marries Gloria Delgado. 5. I walked into the hall with Wednesday beside me and I saw the triple layered cake that was destroyed by Grandma in the episode. I saw the table where Luke, Hayley and Alex were sitting on while everyone else were standing around and chatting with each other. Whosoever idea was this invite so many people in this small hall? I admire the sadism. Well, Grandpa is marrying a Colombian, so it's filled with her relatives. Honey, there you are. Oh my god, is this your date? She looks very pretty. Hey mom, she is Wednesday Adams. Too nice to meet you. Mom looked at Wednesday strangely as she probably noticed how Wednesday was not blinking. 5. Okay, well, why don't you take her to introduce her to your father? He's really looking forward to it and so are your siblings. Mom said that and walked away with a glass of Chardonnay in her hands. Well, let's go meet your father and siblings. Sure, although I find it weird how she is taking the initiative to meet my family. It's just like this in the show when she is scheming something. I wonder what. I saw that Dad was getting really jolly with Gloria uncles, so I ignored him for now and took her to meet Hayley, Alex and Luke. Hey guys, this is my date. Nice to meet you. I'm Wednesday Addams. She nodded slightly and introduced herself. Is she feeling alright? She is acting strange compared to her usual behavior. I am finally getting used to her usual coldness in talk, and then she pulls this. What is she attempting here? Hey. James talked a lot about you. He even said that you were the prettiest girl he has ever met. 3 Wow, who knew Hayley was such a good wingman? Well, this is kind of her speciality. I gave Hayley a thumbs up from behind and she winked at me. Since I was standing closely beside Wednesday, I noticed a slight blush appear on her pale face, and she looked to be daydreaming. 21 What is going on? 6 Wednesday, are you feeling alright? She looked as if she was awoken from daydreaming. 1 Yeah, I'm alright. Okay. Let's take a seat here. I'll introduce you to my dad later. Right now, he seems kind of busy. James, she looks awesome in her dress too. Luke whispered into my ears, and I whispered back into his ears. I know one, I replied to him as if it was something already obvious. Luke started giggling when he heard my tone, and I also let out a slight chuckle. That's when I heard the clanging of the glass at the door. Let's the bride and groom take the stage. After the man said that, the hall's gates opened up, revealing Grandpa and Gloria holding hands wearing white dresses. Everyone took their seats and watched this. Grandpa and Gloria walked forward towards the stage where the wedding priest stood with a book open. Chapter 19, Wedding. The wedding proceeded smoothly, and after the vows were said, both Grandpa and Gloria kissed, which I found a bit weird since this is still somewhat odd to me. I will eventually get used to Gloria. I know how she is from the TV show, so I know I'll get comfortable with her. But right now it just seems too early to be fine with this. I looked over at Mom, who was also feeling awkward, but Dad was his cheerful self. When the dinner happened and Dad introduced himself to Wednesday, it was sort of awkward, but Dad made it through having an almost one-sided conversation with her. After that, it was time for the dance, but Wednesday didn't have any interest in dancing. Rather, she found it repulsive, so we didn't dance and just sat there with drinks too. James, why aren't you and you're dancing? Mom, I hurt my feet, that's why I don't want to dance. How? Is it bad? No Mom, it's fine, just twisted my ankle a bit. It's gonna feel better soon, so there's no need. Okay. Well then, it's gonna get better by itself, but still you guys don't seem to be talking. Is everything alright? I didn't realize this before, but wow, does Mom question Alec? Actually, I think she might just be actually worried too. No, we are fine. Real, Mom. We are fine. I heard that there is really awesome traditional Colombian drink at the bar. Why don't you go check it out? Really? I mean, I'll be right back. When she said that and then headed towards the bar. She really iced subtle at this. You didn't have to say all of that. Well, I didn't, did I? I know. You're afraid of your family finding out I'm different. She said that with her cold face, looking at me. Man, too soon. Now there's 2 ways I can handle this. I tell her the truth, or I to her and say some sweet words. Yes, you are right. 8. Her face looked as if she was stunned when she heard what I said. Oh, is that bad or good? Stunned? Her face soon returned to normal, then she didn't say anything for a while. Let's dance together. I was surprised when I heard Wednesday suddenly say this. What? I have studied the moves of these people dancing around and I am ready to replicate it. 12. Forget what I said earlier. I don't mean it that way. You can just dance how you want to too. I would, but I don't know how to dance with a partner. More specifically, dance. I smiled and extended my hands towards her. Shall we? She grabbed my hands. We moved to the dance floor, where we danced close to each other in each other's arms. Are you fine with being this close? I don't have a problem. Rather, I find this comforting, she replied with a straight face. I just smiled in return and we kept slow dancing to the music. After about 10 minutes, most people had stopped dancing by now, but we both were still slow dancing away to the music. We didn't realize the time passing as we stared into each other's eyes. As we slow danced to the music, time seemed to become non-existent but unfortunately the music soon changed, breaking us from our trance. We walked back to the table and Hayley threw me a thumbs up from behind, and I gave her a wink. I wanted to go up and talk to Grandpa, but he was busy dancing, and so were Uncle Cameron and Uncle Mitchell. Soon the dance finished and people started leaving. I also got up and left with Wednesday. I left the hall with Wednesday when I heard a ding sound. Congratulations on stopping the episode. The incident from taking place. Reward for stopping an episode is 10,000 points. 1 great, so I now have 14,000 points and I can buy Tony Stark's knowledge from Iron Man 2. It costs 10,000 points, which will leave me with 4,000 points to get material 7. Tony Stark's knowledge from Iron Man 3 costs 50k points, so I won't be getting that anytime soon. I guess 10. We exited the hotel and went inside the car when Jarvis said something. Sir, There has been a sighting of this monsters you had asked me to track. Currently special forces are being deployed. Here is the live video on the car's screen. A big humanoid monster with gray skin could be seen, but this time there was something different. It had red lines running through its hands. It was eating a human in the video. I kept my cool when I saw that disgusting scene of the monster, and Wednesday also had a slight change in her expression when she saw this. "Are you going to kill it?" Wednesday asked me. I didn't respond but kept watching the video. As it ate a human after another human, its strength seemed to have increased, and the red lines were glowing slightly brighter. Although it was very slightly, I noticed it. Same for the strength change. No, I am not going to fight it. Let the special ops have first contact. I want to confirm my theory. 5. I want to use those special ops as cannon fodder to confirm whether this monster gets stronger by eating humans. 7. If it does, then I will have to personally make sure it dies, unlike the last time. Also, I'm not really sure I'm mentally ready to go face to face with a thing yet. 1. I'll drop you at home. I have something to do. Wednesday just nodded at me and I drove off to her house. We soon arrived at the front gates, which opened, so I drove inside all the way to the circular driveway and stopped in front of the mansion's main gates. "I'll see you tomorrow, okay?" She nodded and got out of the car. I drove out of the mansion towards the warehouse. 10 minutes later I had reached the warehouse. The gates opened to let me through, so I drove in and parked the car. I got out of the car and looked around and noticed some of the upgrades I had asked Jarvis to put in here. There were cameras, security systems, and defensive systems like guns, teasers, to mention a few. 1. I noticed how thing when it saw me it acted sad. You may be asking how I know this from a non-talking hand. Well, its fingers were now facing downwards when I looked at it, when before it was still trying to use its strength to break through the cage. I walked over to Thing feeling kind of bad. "Sorry Thing, but I can't let you out yet. I might return you to your owners tomorrow." When it heard me, all its fingers immediately perked up, probably due to excitement. "I will probably have to return it." Previously I did not think romance was possible with Wednesday, but guess I was proven wrong today. 3. I took a black cloth and covered the cage containing Thing. "Jarvis, if something unnatural happens to me or around me, I want you to not panic. It's nothing I'm at risk of." "Sure sir." System purchase. Tony Stark's knowledge from Iron Man 2. Purchase confirmed. Initiating knowledge transfer. I suddenly sat down and closed my eyes. I felt something flowing into my brain. It felt like water flowing into my head. As it flowed through, I began knowing the knowledge of Tony Stark from Iron Man 2, as if it was always mine. I found out how to make Iron Man armor all the way up to Stark 5, the suitcase armor. 18. Chapter 20, An Accident. My eyes opened, and I looked around as if my mind had been opened to new world of knowledge about the suits. I removed my coat and inner coat, and loosened my tie to feel a bit loose from all those clothes. I put them on the backboard of the table and sat down on the table. I looked around the table and made a quick decision. "Jarvis, we need a good chair." 5 on it sir. Okay, so. Knowledge. Previously I only knew how to make the 3 Mark suits. 1, 2, 3. Mark 1 was just basic. Mark 2 was more of a flight adjuster, and Mark 3 was special due to it having weapons attached, but Mark 4 was the best. Provided supernatural strength, near bulletproof durability, and enhanced movement, speed, and reflexes, along with repulsor technology. 7. As for the Mark 5, it is perfect to use in emergency situations. Although weaker than Mark 4, it's portable like a suitcase, so I can always have it on me and also be able to avoid any other supernatural monsters that may feel like popping up and trying to kill me. 5. Only disadvantage with Mark 4 is it takes too long to arrive to me. So I will make Mark 5 first, as it seems like the best to have a portable Iron Man suit around me. As I was going over the cost of the materials I would be needing from the shop, Jarvis suddenly talked. "Sir, it's an emergency. The car your parents and sibling were traveling in was met with an accident." "What?" I stood up, startled at what Jarvis just told me. I immediately got off the table and went into the car, started it, and drove towards the warehouse gates. Jarvis had already opened the gates when I got in the car, so I easily passed through it and got on the road and directly sped up to 150 miles per hour. "Jarvis sir, the map to the hospital where they have been taken to has been provided. They were close to the hospital when the accident happened, so the response was quick. According to the cameras, they seem unconscious with a few cuts. The accident was not that bad as it was in range of the hospital area where speeding was not allowed." "Oh, thank God it wasn't too bad." I drove over to the hospital, but at a more tame speed this time. I parked the car in the lot and entered the hospital. I asked the receptionist where they were located, and I walked over to the hall where many patients with curtain covering were lying down. I walked a bit deeper until I saw a doctor writing down something on a paper which was attached to his hardboard while standing beside Dad's bed. Dad seemed to be unconscious, so I walked up to the doctor. "Hello, I'm James Dunphy, his son. Are they gonna be fine?" "Oh hello, I'm Dr. Chris," he said as he extended his arms, to which I shook back. "The accident wasn't serious. They will be fine in a few days of recovery, and then they should be back to their own self, feeling energetic, but we will have to do a checkup when they wake up just to be sure." "Oh okay, great. Right, Waka. Never mind, thank you for the assistance." Phew. I was just gonna ask where I can pay for the bill, but then realized the questions I would be asked as to where this money came from, so I held myself back too. I went around to check if they were okay and just spent a little time before Dad woke up. Dad woke up and sat up on the bed, rubbing his head, probably due to some pain there. I walked over to him and waited for him to get used to the situation. "James, hey Dad," I said as I sat down on the side of his bed and hugged him. Dad also hugged me back, and we stayed like that for a bit before I stepped back from the hug. "Dad, what happened?" "Ugh, you would not believe it, haha. For some reason I feel like deja vu all of a sudden too. We were in the intersection and were about to drive out when some punk drove out and hit our car. I don't know, he must have ignored the stop sign." I heard another voice from behind the curtains. There was now stop sign filled too. "Mom." I got out of the bed and unveiled the curtains to see Mom, who was also awake. I walked over and stretched my hands out to hug her. "Come here." Mom hugged me for a bit before she moved back. "I'm glad you all are fine. The doctor said it was minor. You might need to take a few days of work to feel better though." "Oh, that's fine. I can push back the dates for meeting those clients too until I recover anyways." "James, where did you disappear with your date tonight? I mean, personally you both seemed like you were like a super romantic couple during the dance." I felt embarrassed when I heard that. "What? It's normal to be embarrassed about your mom talking about how romantic you were. Honey, cut it out. James, you were great out there." "Thanks Dad." "Alright Mom, the stop sign." "Oh right, the stop sign. There wasn't any on that road." "Can you believe that one?" "Mom, maybe you were a bit drunk so you didn't see it properly. There was a stop sign right." "I don't really remember." "Oh God. Mom, you probably did not notice it." "And Dad, well, you were probably paying attention to something else." 3. Well, yes, I was paying attention on driving. I would not put our family at risk like this. I just nodded and spent the time talking to them. Soon Hayley woke up and she was going a bit crazy looking for her phone. Alex was contemplating life and Luke found this cool. 3. I asked the doctor when they would be released after their checkup and he said that it would be by tomorrow, and visiting time was getting over, so I had to leave. Dad handed me the house keys and hugged me once again, and so did Mom and Hayley and Alex and Luke. After all that, I said goodbye and exited the hospital and walked towards the car. Got inside it when I had a thought. Was this the incident that caused Mom to be so crazy over that stop sign during the show? It makes sense, honestly. I started the car and drove to the warehouse. Jarvis informed me of when they get released from the hospital. Chapter 21, The Monster vs. the Special Ops Team. Alright, I looked at all the materials I have bought and decided to make the Mark V suit first and then Mark VI along with a new arc reactor too. Building Mark V will at most take me a week thanks to Jarvis, but Mark VI might take me 2 weeks. Jarvis, what is the situation on the Special Ops team? Sir, the team is still in transit. The monster is also locked on by local authorities, so it can't escape. Show me in live broadcast of when the team comes in contact. Sure sir. I open up the shop and bought the materials, which cost around 500 points to build the Mark V. All the materials appeared in front of me. I remembered one more thing and spent another 50 points on more materials. Jarvis helped me build a holographic table. I will upload the data on how it is built so you can help. After that I got to work first building the holographic table. We both started working on this in about 30 minutes and the holographic part was already functioning, although I couldn't interact with it yet. It could be used as a projector. Sir, the team has made contact. Alright, first test of this holographic table. Jarvis, connect to the table. I want to see how good the projection is. A screen appeared in front of me and it seemed to be floating. The images being played out were clear and it did not seem like a hologram, it just had some slight blue light. On the screen a video of a Special Ops Oilers body cam who was standing behind the rest of the Oilers to provide the best view appeared. 3. The Oilers were all carrying teaser guns that looked like rifles along with the rifles with bullets strapped ready to use. It seems like they want to capture this monster. Makes more sense why they would send Special Ops. The Oilers were following the instructions of this Oiler in front who was doing hand signs, and they were stuck up against a wall and slowly were walking towards the room. The area was well lit so it was easy to see what was happening. 4. Jarvis, bring up another screen of the monster. Another screen similar to the first one popped up and in it the monster seemed to be busy eating a human and a door behind it which was ripped open and the area around it was broken. I glanced between the two screens and understood that they plan on ambushing it when it was busy. I saw that the spoiler in lead did a circling motion with his fingers and all the special ops spoilers surrounded the door. They were very quiet, but unfortunately on the floor there were plenty of debris from the broken door and wall. But the ops spoiler professionally navigated through those debris without making a sound. Even then the monster seemed to have heard something as the monster that was busy eating that poor human stopped and its face changed directions to the broken wall. It let out a low growl and the spoiler seemed to realize something was wrong, so they aimed their teaser guns at the monster and the person in lead shouted, "Fire!" All the spoilers in order shot multiple times and bullets hit that monster. The bullets seemed to contain electricity as the monster began sparking before it could do anything more and then dropped to the ground twitching. None of spoilers moved forward though, as they all waited for a reaction from the monster. They waited for a few minutes until the monster stopped twitching. I personally didn't even realize these few minutes pass, as this was quite intense even though I was not even there. Can't imagine what these spoilers must be feeling seeing that disgusting looking monster. The spoiler didn't seem to relax even though the monster was not moving and seemed to have fainted. The spoiler in the lead took out thick circular cuffs and he slowly walked forward along with the rest of the spoilers following behind with teaser guns that looked like rifles aimed at the monsters. The spoiler with the cuffs got close to the monster and the rest of the spoilers had taken some space and aimed at the monster. The spoiler with the cuffs reached towards the monster's hands and was about to cuff them when like lightning the spoiler got pierced in the head with the monster's nails and the monster opened its eyes and it was blood red. The lines on the monster's body started glowing red as the spoiler's body started shriveling up and the gears on the spoilers fell as it became too loose due to the spoiler's body shriveling up at an increased rate until there was only a dried husk of a human being left. The spoilers panicked a bit when they saw this but quickly calmed down and started shooting at the monster. The bullets once again hit the monster, but this time instead of a repeat of what happened before, it let out a terrifying roar, freezing all the spoilers there. It took this time and shot towards the spoilers who were holding the guns and started biting of their heads. Its speed had also increased as the red lines on its body glowed, but its own body seemed to be reducing in mass, although very minor, still noticeable by me. There were around 30 spoilers and all of them died. The red lines stopped glowing and its red eyes went back to how it was previously and it started eating these humans. When it was eating these humans, its body seemed to regain the slight loss of mass from its body. After around 15 humans its mass started to increase very slightly. There didn't seem to be any backup, so I continued my observation. After about 20 minutes it had eaten all of the spoilers. So I was right, it does get stronger the more humans it eats. It has a berserk mode and enhanced senses as well and regeneration to top it all of system. Do you know anything about this monster, since this world is meant to contain supernatural things from the movies and TV shows? But according to my memory I had never seen such a monster pop up in any show or movie. Although it looks similar to a Wendigo, it's clearly different as it does not have the same powers as a Wendigo. Unfortunately this is not with the range of the system. However, the system has an identify function that will cost 1000 points. It can be used to analyze the monster with physical contact. Since this monster is a variation from a Wendigo, the analysis will cost 500 points. 3. Well, that's great, but I will need to have physical contact to do this analysis. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 22, Kevin Hart? Well, for now I really can't do much about this monster. After I make Mark 5 or Mark 6 I will deal with it. Jarvis, keep track of the monster now that you know where it is. Don't lose sight of it. Yes sir, I nodded and decided to finish the holographic table. I spent the night working on that table and thanks to Jarvis's support the table was done at around 7 p.m. the next day. I have a meeting with Wednesday's parents. I think I should get some sleep. I packed up and drove home. I had parked the car in front of our neighbor's house and as I was getting out I heard a voice. Hey, I turned around to see who it was and I saw the comedian Kevin Hart. I remember he had a cameo in the show. He has been our neighbor for 4 years even though we don't even know him. Hey, I replied back with a smile. You live in that house, he said, pointing towards our house. Yeah, I do. Oh. Well then, I'm Andre. We haven't met. I am your guy's neighbor 3R. Well, nice to meet you. I'm James. Nice car by the way. Oh, thank you. Hey James, I know who owns that house and he is your father. I said, yep, he is my dad. How weird. I remember none of his kids were old enough to drive yet. Oh. Well, I'm not exactly old enough yet. Hey, I mean, I won't tell your parents, but where did you get this car? Well, it was a gift. 5. I didn't have a better excuse to tell him. Oh man, this car looks awesome though. How about this? I'll keep the secret of you driving around and you let me have a crack at this car sometime. 5 Sure, alright, well I've got to go to work, take care, he said, and went over to his car in the driveway, got in it and drove out and waved by at me. I waved back and the car went away. Man, that was a weird conversation. Although he's not the same Kevin Hart, it's kind of cool meeting him. I headed towards the house and headed straight to bed. Jarvis, wake me up when Mom and Dad and the rest are released. Alright, sir. Sir. I got up startled from the bed and looked around. Jarvis, what happened? What's the time, sir? It's 3 p.m. and your parents have been released from the hospital currently. Mitchell and Cameron are driving them home and they are a few minutes away. 10. Alright. I got out of the bed and headed to clean myself and make something to eat while I waited. I made a grilled cheeses sandwich that looked really delicious and was about to eat it when the door's bell was rung too. I got up from the chair and went to open the doors and was met with Mom, Dad, Hayley, Alex, Luke, Uncle Mitchell and Cameron and Manny too. Hey guys, so you are back home. Hey James, the doctors have told us to not let them put stress on their bodies. Me and Uncle Cameron would stay, but we have to babysit Manny while Dad and Gloria have gone on their honeymoon. Uncle Mitchell said that and tried walking away quickly, but I put my hand on his shoulder, stopping him right there. When I looked at him with a smile. Uncle Mitchell, Luke is Manny's age, we should let them have some time and I have somewhere to be, so I think it's best if you stay. When I turned to look at Uncle Cameron. You wouldn't mind helping, right, Uncle Cameron? I gave Uncle Cameron my best innocent smile. After all, I know my family, and if they can't exert stress on their bodies, that means they would not bother to fix their messes, leaving me to do it, and it seems Uncle Mitchell already knows that. But Uncle Cameron, haha, he is too new. Wait, Cam, erg. I squeezed Uncle Mitchell's shoulders to stop him from convincing Uncle Cameron against helping. Please, Uncle Cameron. He looked as if he was considering and completely ignored the pained hand movements of Uncle Mitchell. I would love to help, James. Thanks, Uncle Cameron, you are the best. I hugged him when I heard Mom whisper something to Dad. I'm so proud of him too. I didn't stay and headed upstairs to get dressed. After I got dressed, I headed downstairs to get my grilled cheese sandwich, but saw that Mom was already finished it up. 3. I left the house yelling that I will be back at night and walked out. Phew, it's best if Uncle Cameron and Mitchell deal with them for a bit, I thought aloud as I headed towards my car. There was still 2 hours to the meeting, so I drove around before Jarvis notified me that the chair has been delivered to the safe house the credit card had been delivered to before. So I drove over and picked the box containing the chair and loaded it into the car and drove to the warehouse and opened up the box, revealing a comfortable looking white colored chair. I rolled around on it for a bit and then spent the rest of the time reading the science knowledge Jarvis had compiled. Soon it became time to drive over to the Adams house and meet them, and I was beginning to feel nervous, but I calmed myself on the drive there. I arrived at the driveway gates, which opened up, so I drove in and arrived at the main gates where Lurch was standing in front of open doors. I stopped my car in front of the gates, switched off the car and got out of it. Hello, Mr. James, please follow me. 6. I nodded and started following Lurch through the creepy yet neat halls. There were plenty of pictures hung up on the walls with candles providing light. Even though it was lunch right now, it seemed like it was nighttime in these halls, as there were no windows to allow light to enter the place. Chapter 23, Meeting Wednesday's Parents. There were plenty of pictures hung up on the walls with candles providing light. Even though it was lunch right now, it seemed like it was nighttime in these halls, as there were no windows to allow light to enter the place. As I walked forward, I suddenly heard a voice come from behind. I got slightly startled and looked back and saw Wednesday. 1. So you really came. 3. Hello, Wednesday. I was invited, so of course I'll come. Follow me. She looked at Lurch and signaled him to get away. So, do they know of anything yet? I'm not telling them anything until I investigate more. Okay. We walked up to a big gate which Wednesday opened, revealing a long table filled delicacies. Wednesday's father and mother were sitting on the side part of the table, and Wednesday's brother was sitting besides Wednesday's mother. We both walked up and sat down on 2 chairs opposite of Pugsley, and the door shut close. So nice to meet you again, James. Nice to meet you to Mr. Adams. Oh, please call me Gomez. Have something, he said as he pointed to the food on the table. I picked out a few things and everyone started eating in silence. So James, do you mind telling us what attracted you to our daughter? Well, it's complicated, but in short, less complicated terms, she is really beautiful and has a unique charm which I like. Oh, haha. I get what you are talking about. It's the same with me and my wife. When I met her, I felt the same as you feel. Wednesday's mother smiled and held Gomez's hands, and they both looked into each other's eyes. She is the most beautiful person I ever laid a. 1. Father, this is not the correct time. They got interrupted and broke eye contact and looked back at the table. Sorry honey, but I can't help myself sometimes. So James, what is it that you plan on doing in the future? Am I talking to the Addams family? Why are the questions so normal? I haven't really given much thought into it. That's not something I can really say now, can I? Only time can tell what I have in mind, sir. Haha, secretive are you one? Haha, we started eating once again when Wednesday's mother suddenly said something. Have you perhaps seen a foolish little hand? She must be referring to thing. I'm sorry, but are you talking about the detached hand that can move and talk? One, yes. You seem relatively relaxed. Normal people don't react like that when they see a detached hand. Well, I got over it. Consider it a perk of my intelligence. This time Gomez said something while pointing at me. Its name is Thing. Since you know of it, that would mean you should have it right. Is it well taken care of? I remembered me locking up Thing and covering it with that black cloth. I wonder, can it go insane? I mean, I left it like that for a day or two now. He is well taken care of. If you'd like, I can bring him back here. Oh, don't worry. I'm certain he is fine, and it can do him a little good to have some fresh air from this place. Haha, success. I know all of the signs that shows someone is lying, and I'm certain these people are basically lie detectors on their own, yet I successfully lied without being called out. 3. I almost forgot he is Pugsley. Wednesday's younger brother Pugsley waved at me saying hi and returned a gesture, and then Wednesday abruptly spoke. Mother, Father, I wish to go to Nevermore Academy. Gomez's knife and fork that he was holding dropped, and her mother's hands also stopped. A bright smile appeared on both Gomez and Wednesday's mother's face. Did you hear that, honey? Our little baby just said she wants to go to Nevermore. I know. It's a true surprise, she asked. First they both held each other's hands in excitement. I have a condition. First they both stopped their excitement and looked at Wednesday happily. Honey, anything you ask. I want James to come with me. No problem, honey. Although James might feel a bit left out, I think he will do just fine. This just made it easier. Now I don't have to cash in my favor with Wednesday. 5. Dinner resumed, and Wednesday's parents seemed excited, although Pugsley's face was a bit sullen. He didn't say anything, and the dinner went peacefully, after which I was shown out by Wednesday. At the front gate in front of my car we both stood. I know you lied about Thing. How? How? Even your parents didn't notice my lie. It was skillfully hidden, but I was seated right beside you. It was easier to notice the slight twitches. One, well, I guess I've gotta get better. I started walking over to the driver's seat and was about to get in when a question got stuck in my head. Why did you put that condition up? You dragged me into this investigation. Isn't it only right for you to be there as I find out the truth? I don't believe my father actually killed whoever you are talking about. Alright, but that's it? I asked, a bit coy, trying to get an answer I want. Yes, that's it. Now goodbye. But she shut me down. I got in the car and drove back home feeling that the meeting went well, and soon reached home where I saw that Uncle Mitchell and Cameron's car was still in the driveway. It's been a few days now, so it should be enough for me to introduce the car and maybe the warehouse. I mean, these two are related to one another, so for me to have a reasonable way to explain the car I need to expose the warehouse. I can't just keep hiding this all forever. Well, I can, but I don't want to. It feels as if I am hiding some bad secret. It make me feel pressurized. 3. In any ways they are my family. What's the harm? Exactly none. At least I won't show that monster yet, or the scar too. Chapter 24, Breaking the Secret. I drove the car up to the driveway and stopped behind Uncle Mitchell's and Cameron's car, and exited the car, and entered the house. Manny. Get off, Luke. I heard shouting coming from the living room, so I hurried there only to see Luke and Manny getting separated from each other by Uncle Cameron. Hey guys, what? He shouted, looking furious. Nothing. I went and sat beside Uncle Mitchell. So why are they both fighting? Hey James. Manny made fun of Luke's toys and Luke called Manny stupid. Oh, your Claire and Phil told us about the phones you made, Sue. When can we get ours? 1. Well, I've gotta make them, so I will just leave them with you when they are made. Awesome. Oh, and your mother introduced us to Jarvis as well. It's so cool. It's like a real human talking to you, although it's still kind of unbelievable you created all of these things. Honestly, I would think you were some alien that took over James's body if you were to show us something else so amazing so quickly again. Yay, haha. 11. I took out my phone and wrote something. Jarvis, remove the car. They don't need to know much yet. 7. A line of new text appeared after I typed that out. The car is being moved already. Awesome. Oh, Uncle Mitchell, I heard you sang at Grandpa's wedding. How is that one? Well, I do indeed have perfect pitch, so it went pretty great, although it was slightly embarrassing singing in front of everyone. Well, that's good. Hey James, I'm sorry I snapped earlier. Uncle Cameron appeared in front of me and sat down on the sofa with a sullen-looking Manny sitting beside him. It's fine, Uncle Cameron. Where's Mom, Dad, and the rest? 1. Well, they went sleep. Only Luke stayed awake to play with Manny. Also Manny, Luke was just offering to play toys with you. Why did you make fun of it? Well, it's childish and he was annoying me. No, I was not. Luke stood up and said loudly. Luke, come here. Luke walked over to me and sat beside me. Didn't the doctor say not to put stress on your body? Yes, he did, but I wanted to play with Manny first. Luke said that and hugged me. Alright, it's fine, go up and get some sleep. Luke nodded and headed upstairs. I'm sorry, James, I did not expect them to fight like that. It's fine, Uncle Cameron. It's getting late. Oh yes, you're right, we should get going, Mitchell. Oh, and James, Jarvis is awesome. Can you believe Jarvis found the missing piece in an old family recipe of mine? He is incredible. Yep. Thank you, Uncle Cameron. Also, Manny, at least try to be friends with Luke. He is a nice kid. HMPH. Why should I listen to you? Manny turned his head away with his arms crossed. I looked toward Uncle Cameron and Mitchell, hoping to get why Manny was angry, but they themselves shrugged, showing that they don't know, so I could only sigh and stop thinking about it. Uncle Cameron and Mitchell said their goodbyes once again and left with Manny. I headed outside and got inside the car and was about to drive off when a hand suddenly smacked into my windows. I got startled and I looked towards who these hands belonged to and saw Mom. For damn, I rolled down the windows and looked at Mom, who was staring at me. Hey Mom, young man, you have some real explaining to do. 5. Inside a room, James is seen sitting on a seat sofa, while the Phil and Claire are seen sitting on the sofa opposite to it. Mom, listen, I can drive, so it's fine. James, where did you get that car? I made it. What? You made a car? Yes, Mom. I made it. But how do you even know how to build a car, Jarvis? But even if Jarvis taught you how to build a car, how did you actually do it? And also, how long has Jarvis even been around to teach you how to build a car? Well, I built a mechanical hand for Jarvis to build a car for me. Wait, James, are you telling me Jarvis can build a car with a mechanical hand you built for Jarvis? Yes, Dad. My response was met with silence. Dad and Mom didn't know what to say. Then how did you get the money to build all of these things, Jarvis? James, honey, just because you say Jarvis, it does not explain how you got the money for materials. Jarvis did a bit of security coding for big companies and I got paid for it. Using that money, I was able to pay for all these materials too. James, is that why you have been going away for so much time? Is it because of this? Sure, why not? Yes, Dad, I was building the robot hand for Jarvis and the car is the first thing I used the hands on. Wait, so James, does that mean Jarvis can do work? Phil, Mom smacked Dad's hand, stopping him from continuing. Oh, James, honey, is there anything else you think we would like to know? I'm gonna have to eventually tell them. I'm gonna change schools though. Okay, and that is comparatively tame compared to the other things you have said tonight. So where is it you're thinking? Oh, don't worry about that, Mom. Right now it's not yet confirmed. I'll let you know when it happens, although it is a boarding school. Wait, honey, are you sure you want to go? Yes, Mom, I will only be gone for 3 months at best. James, me and your father are going to a room to think through this. Don't drive. Oh, don't worry, Mom, I don't drive. It's Jarvis who drives, right, Jarvis? Yes, it is a auto drive function in the car, so sir does not need to drive. Jarvis' voice came from the digital clock on the TV stand. Oh God. James, can Jarvis hear everything that's going on? Yes, Mom, but there's no need to worry, I'm sure. Phil, come with me. Mom and Dad hurriedly went upstairs and a minute later Jarvis spoke again. Sir, your mother and father have removed all the digital devices you had installed from their room 6. Oh yay. Can't blame them, although props to them, they did take all of this relatively well. Chapter 25, A Way to Gain Answers. I headed back to my room and decided to continue studying the knowledge about science Jarvis had compiled after eating some takeout pizza Mom had ordered too. There was 5 levels of information. Level 1 contains the knowledge taught from grades 1 to 12. This what I am gonna finish first before I move on to level 2, which college level knowledge. Correct me if I'm wrong about the levels I previously mentioned. 7. I spent the night studying the first level and then went to sleep. Tomorrow is a school day, so there is a high chance that tomorrow or day after tomorrow is when I will transfer to Nevermore. There has been a question bugging me this entire time though. System, what is the difference between the modern family world and the Wednesday world that causes Wednesday's world to have supernatural beings and modern family's world to have no supernatural elements? 1. Not enough information is available to give out a valid answer. 1. Then how would you gain enough information? Cause I'm getting sick of not having enough information in this world. You will need to do an analysis on a major characters, Joseph Crackstone. This will be a free analysis as this expands the knowledge of the system and by extension increases your knowledge. I think so. The previous analysis of the monster cost points because it was majorly for my knowledge, but this analysis will increase the system's knowledge of this world and by extension increase mine. Right, system, correct, system, so I will need to touch Crackstone's body. 4. Indeed. 1. So due to this I can't change the major plot of the show, but that's fine, I can still stop the minor plots in the episodes. In the end the answer to these questions are more important than the points I will gain. I studied a bit more and then went to sleep, to which I woke up a few hours later for school. I headed to school and spent the day just relaxing around in school. No one came to annoy me, so it was a peaceful day. Mom came and picked us up, and we arrived at home, where it seems like we had gotten a mail in the mailbox. I headed over and opened it and saw that it was a letter addressed to me. James. Who is it for, Mom? It's for me. Oh, okay, open it. I opened the letter and read it out loud. Dear James, we would like to welcome you to Nevermore Academy. We hope to see you there tomorrow as classes start then. Honey, was this the school you talked about? Yes, Mom, I am going here from now on, it seems. So you have decided to go and stay there? Mom, the drive from here to the school is like 2 hours. It's not possible 12. Okay, well, me and your father are gonna take a look around this place with you tomorrow. And if it's good we will let you go. Thank you, Mom. Mom, what do you mean? Mom turned over to see Hayley and Alex looking curiously at what we were talking about. Hayley, your brother has changed schools. He is now going to a different school, and he will be staying there. Hayley and Alex had their own reactions upon hearing this news. Alex seemed shocked and Hayley was confused. James, why would you change schools now? In our school after your suspension no one really wants to mess with you, and you now have like a reputation that no one wants to mess with. For Hayley, it's just because this school is better and more interesting. She seemed like she wanted to say more, but Alex beat her to it. I don't want you to leave so soon. Yay. Same, Hayley added on while pumping her fists forward. Alex, Hayley, I'll be gone for a few months, and I'm sure I'll be visiting you guys in the weeks in between. They seemed unwilling to let go, but they didn't continue further. After that we all headed inside. Inside my room I took out my phone. Jarvis, start the creation of Mark 5-6. The materials are already there and so is the data which I had already uploaded previously. On it, sir, although this will take up to a week, maybe slightly longer, it will just be 1 week and never more. For also, although suits and all are really cool, it would be incredible to be strong myself. If I only had the armor, then soon I would become dependent on that armor for power, and without, it would be like I am a naked man. 6. But what can I do to fix this? 10. Captain America, Steve Rogers. 9. I had an eureka moment and I got up in excitement when I thought about him. He is my answer. 2. He had the super soldier serum, and the person who made the recreated version given to Steve Rogers was Howard Stark, Tony Stark's father. I am sure that if I study this world science to level 5, combined with my knowledge of engineering, I am pretty sure I can create the super soldier serum. 20. I know how it basically works thanks to my memories of the movies, so it will be much simpler to use them as guidelines and create the super soldier serum. Tony Stark was significantly smarter than his father, but he didn't focus on matter related to science, so he didn't bother with the super soldier serum. 14. I headed downstairs and spent the rest of the day enjoying with my family. Dad's reaction to the change of schools was similar to Mom and Alex's, but he didn't let it show how hard it was for him to just let me stay at the school for weeks without meeting them. 1. The next day Mom dropped everyone off at school, and when she came back we got into Dad's car and he drove all the way up to the school. 1. It was a drive through the forest where the murders happened in the show. We took the exit on the road surrounded by forest towards Nevermore, and soon arrived at the school gates. Dad drove the car into the school and stopped in front of the gates, and me, Mom and Dad got out of the Cadillac. We headed into the school where Dad asked the students for the directions to the principal's office. We followed the directions and arrived at the principal's office, where Dad knocked on the doors and opened it, revealing the principal's office with the principal herself sitting on the desk with her white as snow hair. End of this chapter. Thank you so much for reading until the end. Don't forget to give it a like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription or donation encourages us to continue. Thank you all. See you in the next video.